autism and market it.
Yeah, that's why I have the autism tag. That's also why I have the femboy tag.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's dual purpose because I like femboys, and then you're. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like people think I'm a femboy. Like I wish I could be, but I'm Hispanic.
Bro, I feel like people don't get it because I'm too autistic for them to get it. Maybe they just think like, I don't know, maybe actually I don't know what I was talking about. I don't know
You
what I
used
meant
to
by
draw
that.
straight ships.
Oh my god, okay, I feel like I never realized why I liked Maria so much until yesterday. I realized, guys, I'm autistic. I mean, I was already diagnosed, right? But like the thing is, I remembered like I was like hanging out with my partner, and they were like we were playing like some shitty Roblox game. And then in the middle of it, it kind of clicked because we were playing an obby, and I was making like really similar crying sounds to Maria whenever she fucking like throws a tantrum, or whenever she like goes ew ew. I would say
Shit.
something like, and like my partner would always comment on it, and would be like, "That's really
Fuck.
autistic of you."
I didn't change my
And I
stream
was,
title. Whoops.
whoops, uh oh, and
Uh,
I was like, wait a minute, because like I was like monologuing, and I was like I was like saying like lines off of like Subahibi or something like that, or some visual novel. I would like recite it like the national anthem in the middle of like me freaking getting demolished. And like, and I realized like, man, wait, I'm kind of like I mean, I'm
I'm a
I'm
little
not really.
autistic.
I'm really good at masking, aren't I? Right, Jinswanyo?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Every time I'm here, I'm not autistic anymore.
It's true. You found the cure.
I found the cure to autism. But the thing is, like, I then started thinking about my childhood, and then I was like, man, I'm surprised the teachers didn't catch it sooner. I was like the type of kid who would like only have play sets just to set it up, because I really liked the tiny like I, oh my god, my favorite things about like having toys as a kid was like I liked buying girl toys, and I liked buying the girl toys that had like little like doors or little houses that you
Mm-hmm.
can go in and out of, because I would just make the characters open the doors and go in and out of the doors. The doors were my favorite part. Oh, like the refrigerator
Oh my
doors were
god.
so. What?
I was gonna try and see if I could make the door opening sound in the Umineko title screen. I would have to
Oh.
load the save file.
To be honest, I had never registered that was a door, and maybe it's because my audio. I have very bad audio registration, and but bro, also like ovens, tiny little ovens, especially if you can take the things in and out. I don't know why I like taking things in and out of things. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I love refrigerators, because I love to pretend like they were taking out stuff and like putting it on the table. But I had the strawberry shortcake toy set, and people don't remember them because the thing is they got discontinued when I was a kid, and I'm apparently old. But but the thing is, like, I had the strawberry shortcake sets, and they had the tiny little cupcakes that we would take in and out of the oven, and that was like so fun. And you could mix in the little bowl, and I used to daydream a lot as a kid, so I used to fucking like not pay a fucking attention in fucking school, and had really bad fucking grades in elementary school, and no one fucking like thought it was autism until my fifth grade teacher was like, I think your kid has something wrong with them. Because fourth grade I had shit ass grades, and I never paid attention. I was literally like, I would be like, I also have ADHD, which I don't know if anyone cares about that, because the thing is, like, everyone says I'm autistic and they don't care about my ADHD, which I don't actually know the difference between a lot of the autistic actions and the ADHD actions, because they feel so intertwined in my character that I sometimes assume they're just the same thing, but I know they're not the same thing. I know like the different symptoms. It's just like And me, you know, is basically I don't know. I'm really stupid. But I remember like just like sitting in the middle of class, like watching the fucking clock tick down. Oh my fucking god, I fucking hate Miss Wee. She never understood me. She would always yell at me. Sorry, I have like really bad audio processing. So one time, I thought I heard. This is why I don't fucking trust myself with anything anymore. But one time I heard that she wanted us to cut the white border off of our pictures for Parents' Day, and you know what? I did. I cut off the white border of my picture. She's like, "No, I printed it like that on purpose. Now what the fuck are we gonna do?" And I'm like, "Oh,
She's
fuck, I'm
gaslighting you.
sorry." Like, and then like I was the only one without a white border. But you know, now that I'm like an adult technically, I realized that like oh shit, like she could have just fucking got white printer paper and put like a paper behind the paper I fucking cut out instead of throwing a fucking big tantrum and yelling at me. She always yelled at me. She yelled at me for not paying attention. I always got yelled at for not paying attention at school. It's not my fault that I was busy role playing in my head. Oh my god, I role played.
You ever watched cartoons in your head?
Yes.
I would do that in school.
I literally that's like basically I basically wrote a whole fucking storyline between like a romance between two characters.
And then you don't
really
write it down, so you forget it all.
Yeah, and like
It would have been novel
I didn't
worthy.
forget it all. No, I didn't forget it all because my favorite thing as a kid was repeating scenarios in my head. I would repeat the same scenarios, but then I would add on a bit more each time. So each day I would
got
repeat the
DLC.
scenario. Yeah, I did have DLC. It was like Umineko. Oh my god. It was like Umineko. I would repeat the same thing with different timelines. And and the thing is, people don't understand. They don't understand. They never understood me. I told them and it was really hard to explain to them what I was doing in my brain. And they never saw my vision, and I fucking hated them all as a kid. But I don't know if you could tell, I didn't have friends as a kid. Okay, I actually never really knew how to make friends. The only, like, when people have friend groups and talk about their friend groups, I cannot relate because even like in high school when I had a chance to make friends, right? I didn't fucking take that chance because I just sat with my other friend because I was too tired to talk to people. But the thing is, in elementary school, I don't know if this sounds odd. I told this to someone and they told me that sounded really autistic, and I'm surprised that you didn't catch on. But when I was like in elementary school, I didn't know how to make friends because in the kindergarten, how they made friends with me because I freshly moved to the city to like just a suburban area, like a less like so everyone in elementary school, I mean kindergarten, they like apparently also my teacher was like also said I was probably autistic because, you know, instead of asking her to like have for a marker or anything or asking her anything, I would ask other kids to tell me because I was like a really quiet kid. But anyways, how I made friends back then is that they asked me to be their friend, and I was like, okay.
They did? What the heck?
Yes, and I'm surprised about it. Cause like the thing is, like, I don't know, maybe I had like aura in kindergarten.
Who's that nonchalant person in the back?
I was so nonchalant. Cause like even in the middle of the year, some kid asked to be my friend, and that never happens because it was the middle of the year. And then I got into some drama in elementary school because I liked role playing, and this other girl liked to jump rope. Excuse me? Why are you not role playing with me? Why are you not role playing as pretty princesses with me and my other friend? And she like got angry at me for not hanging out with her. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care that you like jump rope. Anyway, so in first grade, I didn't have any friends because I never actually learned social skills in kindergarten. So
it's just like Maria.
Just like Maria. Oh, I was also called weird in 4th grade. They thought I drilled a lot, but I actually don't know why everyone fucking hated me, bro. I felt like everyone thought I was weird. I wouldn't do anything, and I was called weird. I was following the teacher's instructions, sitting next to some kid, because we were supposed to be partners, and we were supposed to make, like, decorated names of each other for the assignment, right? And basically decorate it with stuff, like, they liked. And he kept calling me fucking weird when he was talking to like his group of friends. But the thing is, like, he didn't realize it, but the fucking instructions was supposed to be sit with your friend or like your partner and like talk to them. But he kept calling me weird. He kept saying I was fucking weird. Everyone kept saying I was fucking weird. And the thing is, I thought I was ugly. You know, I don't know why I came to the conclusion in 4th grade that I was ugly, and that's why
Wait, can
everyone
kids even think that? I guess they
what?
can.
That they're
Yeah.
ugly?
I mean, I never really thought of
Yeah,
that.
I thought I was ugly all the time because my parents said like said I was
Your
fat.
parents?
Yeah, they kept saying that.
Bro, what do you mean? Imagine that, like, mom, dad, what the fuck do you mean I'm ugly? I look like half of each of you.
I know.
It's
but,
your
like,
fault.
exactly. The thing is, like, especially because, like, my mom, when I was younger, when I was like 4, she would point out my dark circles.
Yeah, my parents did that.
Dark circles? She would always be like, "You have so much dark circles. You're gonna look fucking ugly." I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry," but the thing is, I didn't really care if I was ugly. I cared if my mom loved me because I thought she hated me because she would always leave at night to. She would always leave me during the day or night, and she always had a hangover in the morning. And I didn't realize she had a hangover, but she always had a headache in the morning. And she always yell at me every time I was like slightly loud, a couple of decibels. And yeah, I stopped living with her. Um, but the thing is, like, okay, so I realized I went on something, but I don't understand why everyone thought I was weird. So I thought if I dressed up better, everyone was nicer to me, and for a day they were nicer to me. And you know what? I don't know if that was because like they thought I was ugly, but I think it wasn't because I was ugly. I think it was because I was autistic because I liked slime a lot. So I stole someone's glue stick and then like made slime out of it, and they got really angry at me. So I told them I would get them a new glue stick.
And
but
you
I
never
really
did.
wanted their clear glue. I did not because I
Didn't
thought I
do
had a glue stick in my room, but I didn't. So I like because I made it out of slime because I was a slime kid and didn't have any friends. I had one friend. Oh, I have one. The only thing consistent my whole life is I had one friend for like my whole effort from grade 1 to grade now. I've had one friend like in real life. But in 1st grade, I know this is an Umineko stream, but this is a story time now.
This is related to Umineko. We'll tie it in at the end.
We'll tie it in by saying something. It will be like but in 1st grade, like I had this one, I didn't have friends, right? Because I've already established I was autistic and didn't know how to make friends because I never learned socialization skills, which I don't know how much of that was intertwined with each other. But how I would spend my fucking recesses is I would go underneath the play structure, right? And then I would build like little like pictures or sculptures of like the cats I used to live with. Because I used to live with my babysitter, because my mom used to always get babysitters for me, and one of the babysitters felt really bad for me because I lived in a bad to home situation, so she let me stay with her for like most of the time. And so basically she had like 2 cats, and so I drew pictures of the cats, right? And like I would sit underneath the play structure and fucking talk to myself the whole time. And I would just talk to myself. And I was kind of weird, actually, now thinking about it. Just imagine some kid talking to themselves. That's like I feel like in anime, that's like, or like in TV shows, whenever
That's
a kid's talking
spooky.
to themselves, that's spooky. But for me, it was because I was lonely and autistic and did not know how to make friends until one day some girl came up to me and asked if we wanted to be friends, and I was like, sure, I want to be friends. And so I just followed, but the thing is I never had fun with her, so I just followed her.
I don't want to be
She
your
would
friend.
always, it's like, the thing is, like, she always just ran off and we didn't actually talk to each other. So I sat back under the play structure and repeated that whole thing again. Cause what the fuck was I supposed to do, bro? I didn't want to follow her all the time. I hated running. So I just stayed underneath the play structure until I made a friend. And I got really jealous whenever that other friend talked to other people because I didn't have any friends and I didn't have any love at home. So I so I thought whenever she made a friend, I thought about different ways to kill her friend.
What?
Like
Hypothetically.
hypothetically, I was in 1st or 2nd grade, right? I would think about different ways to kill her. And the thing is, I had her number. Like, the thing is, like, she probably thought we were friends. And the thing is, I went to high school with her, and I just sometimes, whenever I passed her in art class, I was like, damn, that's the girl I wanted to kill in first grade. But the thing is,
Doug.
like, every night I fantasize about different methods of killing her, like
I don't think that's
dismember.
good.
Okay, well, I was what I was exposed to as a kid, and I was like the silica packets. I remember
You're
seeing,
gonna
like,
feed her that?
I was thinking about putting that in her food and poisoning her. I would also think about like other things to kill her, and I thought about like, what if I had a voodoo doll to like murder her with, and like I could kill her in many ways possible. I never did it. I never did it. You know, I never harmed her, and she never thought about it. I never traumatized her because I was in first grade and actually wasn't gonna commit a crime. But the thing is, I was really tempted to. So I really liked making horror stories as a kid and like murder stories as a kid because I was edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Because in art, they like loved making insane characters who were serial killers and especially creepypasta, right? And I was that kid. I loved creepypasta. And in middle school, that resurged again because I was weird. And I liked making
The
OCs.
Tumblr effect.
The Tumblr. Oh my god, I wanted to be a white Tumblr girl so bad.
No, bro wanted to be white.
I wanted to be white and straight. It was like kind of. I wanted to have pink hair and look like LB Shadow Lady, and
I
I
don't know
wanted
who that
to.
is.
She was like a Minecraft YouTuber, and I don't. Oh my god, like, why did everyone? I guess I know why people thought I was weird, but the thing is, it didn't hurt any less. Like, like at first, like in fourth grade though, I feel like it was tough, man. Oh, but then eventually, like, I stopped fantasizing about killing that girl because my friend ended up leaving me for another friend, and she acted like, oh, I don't know why we stopped being friends. When I know why, it's because she stopped fucking paying attention to me. She was like, because like yeah, obviously when you make new friends and you stop paying attention to your one friend, you're gonna stop caring about my existence, bro. And it's like, well, that. So I made friends with some other girl, and we're still friends, and it's Smeeba.
Yay, Smeeba.
Yeah. I don't know if this is like the most autistic trait ever, but um, never mind. When I say autistic trait, I feel like I'm being offensive, aren't I?
Nah, you're autistic. It's fine.
But I don't even like. But I feel like I'm like not a autistic professional, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean,
like,
you know more than people who aren't.
Yeah, because I am autistic. But what if
Yeah.
what if I'm like, you know how like people have internalized racism? What if I have internalized autism?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either. But like, I remember, and I feel like I'm just telling you different fucking stories of my life. But I remember in high school, I literally, instead of like hanging out with like the group of friends that like were conveniently next to me because I really had a chance to like it's like the type of friend group where like they're like really welcoming and whatever, but you're like really good friends with one friend, but you're not really good friends with the other ones because you don't really talk to people.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you're like close enough to them to feel like comfortable, and you probably could like get really close with those people, but you choose not to because like you don't really want to talk to people right now, and you just never felt like talking to people, and you didn't want them to message you or ask to hang out with you because like that's a lot of work, and you were busy like at home playing Umineko. Well, not Umineko, but I was playing visual novels and drawing, and I thought like if I had like too many friends, that would like overwhelm me with messages because I can't even reply to all the messages I have now, and I have like a total messages of like 3 people in total, and like that's not that much, and I already get overwhelmed because I'm really tired, you know. And so I just sat next to people all the time instead of like actually like being their friend. Like, I feel like there are so many people I wanted to be friends with, but I thought about it a bit longer, and I was like, but then that would take a lot of work. I don't wanna actually talk to them, okay? Like, and now when I think about it, I don't regret it. Like, other people are like, you're gonna regret missing out on your high school experiences, not making friends or being involved.
Nah, I'll pass.
I don't think I regretted any of that. I feel like the only thing I ever regretted was like getting yelled at because I was being too hyper, and that was the only thing I regretted in high school because I fucking hated how I got yelled at. Like, what do you mean? I'm not doing anything wrong. You're just a little mean person. But yeah, I do make like crying sounds every time. I do repeat after what people say a lot, like Maria, and then I do make very autistic sounds. I don't know why I say autistic sounds. It's because every time I make a sound, someone's like, "That's a funny noise," haha, or someone's like, "That's really autistic of you," and you know, they're neurotypical, so they probably don't know what autism is, but it's okay. It's okay.
Well, that's why I have the autism tag, guys.
Yeah, and I just went on like a whole story on it.
Free time.
Because I'm autistic, and that's what I do, and that's why I go on tangents because I don't know how to stop it. So people have to interrupt me, or else I keep going.
Interrupting is rude, so I let you continue for 20 minutes.
And that's the stream, guys. We'll be back tomorrow.
So it's almost 7.
Oh, okay. Let's continue, Umineko.
Hey guys, we haven't played this in like a month, so I'm a little rusty on the controls, you know?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either, but I'm sure we'll remember because this game repeats everything, so they're bound to say
this
it.
This is a long dinner scene.
Yeah, it's almost nighttime, so somebody should be dying soon.
Yeah, but this is the long dinner scene we couldn't get through, and you like told me.
Oh, because it's like I have to go to bed. This shit is not ending. Okay, well they're baffled, so let's continue.
What do you mean? A trade? Trade of what?
The Ushiramiya. Oh, that's right. Let's just let them explain it because they're gonna say it again. The Ushiramiya family headship for the hidden gold. Beatrice surely plans to tell us the location of the 10 tons of gold and use that as a bribe to gain the Ushiramiya family headship.
Ridiculous. Redonkulous. They want to trade the headship of the glorious Ushiramiya family for money? That's blasphemy. Blasphemy against the Ushiramiya family.
Please listen without getting mad. About how much wealth does this glorious Ushiramiya family have right now? Are we really that affluent?
The definition of affluence isn't dependent on property. It is about heart. Our financial situation has nothing to...
Cross interrupted Natsuhi as she started to go on and on emotionally. In this situation, the more she went on like that, the worse it would actually sound. Me aside, I hear your current situations are quite unfavorable.
Oh, really? I've heard that you're... Oh, what the fuck was her place? I've heard that your financial situation's been really bad too. Offering up more and more as collateral for new money to gamble with. Repeatedly dabbling in new gambles, unable to accept your own losses. If we count what's going on behind the scenes, you're in even bigger financial straits than the rest of us. Just how much money have you lost, Nissan? You have no talent. Who are you saying has no talent? What do you mean, financial straits?
Natsuhi became indignant once more, but Cross raised his hand again and interrupted her. It seems you are making a small mistake. Business is not something that can be judged based on current progress alone. For someone with a long-term outlook on business such as myself, it may sometimes appear at a glance that I have suffered significant short-term losses.
Anarchy. Anarchy. Even collecting evidence. This is what I understand.
And the one person who knows the location of the 10 tons of gold, Beatrice, is planning on using his force to sell us the headship. About how much is 10 tons of gold worth? At a rough estimate, let's say 2 billion yen. No, 20 billion yen. With that much piled up, we'd be ecstatic to accept her as the successor. What the fuck's even the point? Just take, like, is the money not more important than the fucking title? Who cares if she has the next generation? Like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, just leave the family. Like, I don't like, the money is the whole point of it, is it not? If the family has no money, what's the point of being part of the family?
I think Natsuhi had to leave her family in order to, like, so she's really hung up on, like, what the status is.
I love her.
And so, because, like, then she would have wasted her fucking life on this, like, shitty family and lived a miserable life, just be not appreciated.
You can join my family.
Oh, damn. But you have to bring Jessica.
Do I have to? She's 18. She can do her own thing.
Bruh. Where were you when you were 18?
In the hospital.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
That explains
I was 17.
Only 17.
The scene returned to silence. In fact, the wind and rain felt even noisier now. It was probably the sound of the windstorm racing through the insides of their minds.
This isn't funny. To think that we'd give up the headship to some woman in a doubtful origin. Just because she had a little money stored up. I can't fucking read. Just because she had a little money stored up.
Don't be stupid. The headship wasn't even yours in the first place, right? We've got nothing to lose and not money to gain. We'll have to calculate our profit and loss, but it's something worth listening to. They knew that Cross had eaten up much of the Ushimiya family's assets, so the dregs that remained of the inheritance versus the cost of being accepted as the head that Beatrice would play. It was a shame, but honestly the former was less enticing than the latter.
Well, you probably would end up running equal far more. So if anything would give a disaster, as Berkshire is having to be larger. You know, the favorite part about voicing those guys is that I don't even say half the syllables.
Just kind of stumble over the words.
Well, it's because I can't read. Makes me kind of jealous, though. Dear, the amount of money isn't the problem, right? God damn, your cowardly younger siblings are trying to sell the glory of the Ushimiya family for money, don't you see? Why aren't you displaying their dignity as an oldest son?
Natsuhi, stay quiet for a while.
Dear. A dating proposal. If only you asked her. We were planning on each other on getting 250 million yen out of Anarchy. If the witches trade us with 10% of those 10 tons.
That's 2 billion.
Yeah, that means that she's treating us with 10 times the original goal. That alone would be more than enough for us. It's not like
Exactly.
I've got any attachment to the Ushiromiya family name. I'd be happy to sell it off. Alright, I'm just making him country.
Even if 10 tons is a slightly optimistic figure, yes, it'd still be a fascinating prospect for us. We're trying to form an alliance among the siblings to kick this outsider called Beatrice out. But if this is her plan, it'll tear apart the unity between us. Yeah, by this point we can state it clearly. The goal of Beatrice's letter was to disturb our alliance. And it worked. Give me the fucking money.
Yeah, it worked too. I need the money now.
If the 3 younger siblings, who never had anything to do with the inheritance, were paid enough money to satisfy them, then they would happily accept Beatrice as the next head. A moat had been dug all around Kraus. In that case, the negotiations would be one-on-one between her and Kraus. He tried to look strong, but Kraus's financial and political situation was extremely weak. He might bluff in front of his siblings, but on the inside, he was considering entering negotiations, depending on the sum of the money involved. In order to bury his losses, Kraus had taken advantage of the fact that Kinzo had shut himself up in his room, and had embezzled Kinzo's personal assets. Therefore, when Kinzo died, the inheritance was distributed, Kraus' situation would probably be investigated. But if he gave up his seat to the head to Beatrice, she would also receive rights to the assets, and as a result, the distribution of the inheritance to the siblings would not occur. In other words, Kraus' embezzlement might not have to be made known to the other siblings. Of course, the siblings were frightened of Kinzo, but it was doubtful whether they still actually respected him as a father. By this time, they each had their own families, their own wealth, and their own lives. If they were paid enough money in exchange for Valkenjima, the wreckage of Kinzo's dreams, there was a significant likelihood that they would relinquish the Ushiromiya family name. In other words, Beatrice's victory was already guaranteed in this game. Not as the winner of Beatrice's game, but of the winner of Kinzo's game. Kinzo once ordered that the epitaph be put on display, and until today, no one had solved it. So Beatrice solved it. In other words, this is less of a game and more Beatrice's declaration of victory. However, Kairi still thought there might be a catch. It was a declaration. If this was a declaration of victory, Beatrice would only have to display the gold openly and state her intent to buy the inheritance. And yet she had gone through all this trouble telling the siblings to try and solve the epitaph. That's what I'm saying. Why did she set up this new game where she agreed to hand over all the gold and inheritance to the epitaph solver?
To kill them all because
Hold on.
she actually...
Hold on.
Oh. You know, I would also kill the Ushiromiya family if I was in the Ushiromiya family.
Sorry, I heard my front door open, so I was just checking to make sure it was my family.
Hello. It would have been bad if it was not your family and you
Yeah.
just died in front of us.
I think the stream's unmuted. Sometimes I'd be hearing noises. Like last week, I heard my backyard gate open, but it was just the wind. It
Or
must
was
have
it
been
just
the wind. I mean, there was nobody outside.
How do you know if there was no one inside? It's a closed room.
The devil's proof. I can't prove it. I can't prove there's nobody inside.
Yeah, exactly. It's devil's proof. Also, that was me. But that's a devil's proof. You can't prove that I was not inside the house.
They don't have
And
my
that
fucking
just
meds.
exists. Oh.
I gotta wait. Yeah, can we go to CVS to pick up my meds and then also grab a candy?
You're sending Goda to pick up your meds?
Oh, Goda.
Oh,
Where's he been?
I don't know.
Kairi tried spinning the chessboard around several times. She searched for this sort of ideal strategy Beatrice might be after, something that could lead to this kind of thinking. In the end, she reached a single conclusion. Could it be arrogance? Or maybe she's playing.
What are you talking about?
The witch sent us a letter of challenge, forcing us to try and solve the epitaph. It might be taking us lightly, thinking we could never solve it. However, at the very least, there ought to be an extremely small chance that we do solve it. After all, we have here 4 father's children by blood, right? The questionnaire called together 4 blood relatives who, if they tried to frantically work together and avoid having those assets stolen from them, might come across the answer to the riddle by chance. That's true, because the kids can't solve it, but maybe the adults can.
Maybe.
The reason the witch had a superior position in negotiations compared to the siblings was that she knew the location of the hidden gold. But if that hiding place was exposed to someone other than her, the witch's advantage would crumble. In short, Beatrice gains nothing but risk by writing this witch's letter of challenge. Of course, it might have had the effect of splitting apart the siblings' alliance. But if that was her goal, if that was her only goal, why would she take this risk? However slight it might be. That seems reckless to me.
They thought that she's just trying to nuke herself and kill the family as well.
What if I blow up the island?
What if I blow... Wait, what if they actually blow up the island? Maybe
I'll be
that's why
fucking baffled.
What if, like, that's why there was goat people? It's because the island blew up and they all died. And they all die at midnight because there's a bomb underneath the Ushiomiya family's house. The theories.
But if we keep in mind a certain type of emotion, that risk becomes comprehensible. Ergo, she did it because she's fucking dumb.
Ergor. Al Gore. Al Gore, you're saying it's arrogance?
Yeah, that's right. When people have an overwhelming advantage, they tend to be arrogant. True. Have you ever played League and your team's winning and then they throw the game?
Yeah.
And when they do, they want to show off that advantage to the losers, so they sometimes take on small risks. A moderate amount of risk adds a little spice to the joy of victory. It'd be boring to win without any risk.
I understand. It's like that kind of thing too. Yeah, I understand it well.
I understand. I like that too. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I like it. I understand.
We thought of a few plausible explanations for the true motive behind Beatrice's letter. But I think this really might be the truth. The emotion behind that letter was arrogance. Bruh.
You said arrogance. I thought like
No.
Arrogance.
Arrogance.
Arrogant.
She's trying to throw her weight around, looking down on us, as if there's no way we could figure out such a difficult epitaph. It might even be possible, if surprising, that the epitaph wasn't written by father, but by her. So she's cheating, she knows the fucking answer.
Sounds great. Solve the riddle of the epitaph, she says. If only I'd solved it, I would be made the head, right? I'll solve it. I'll accept the witch's challenge. As if the other idiot siblings could solve it. I'll solve it by myself, and then I'll prove that I'm one who's fit to succeed I can't freaking read, as you can tell. Who's fit to succeed the Ushiomiya family?
I mean, I wonder if they'll even work together. Like, what if they just try to solve it independently? Because whoever gets it right gets all of it.
Oh my god, I haven't worn my glasses in so long, so I just put them on and everything's so clear. Okay, locking in for Umineko. I'll take that challenge. I will solve the riddle.
Thank God.
I feel like I sound like a little boy whenever I read this.
Time didn't move at all.
Time didn't move at all.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Yo, every
Where's
time I
the
see a shitty
Pokemon?
opinion on Twitter, they always have a Beatrice profile picture. And it's always
Yeah.
the original drawing.
What about my goat Maria?
Never a Maria picture, it's only Beatrice.
I see. So she's not a witch. But she's a mistress named Beatrice who lived on this island. So there could be more than 18 people. Which means I can defeat the line of reasoning that say any crime impossible for all 18
Wait.
people.
The Umineko writer has experience writing stories with 18 people, which is the same number or so as the Danganronpa game. Not Danganronpa, 100 line, which means if they do have him make one route, he's already had experience. He can do 18 characters. The hidden character too. I'd be so... That would be so cool, because he said... The fucking Kodaka said he wants it to be like Shonen Jump, where... Oh, hydrate. Thank you, lilies. I will drink my very warm water because I've left it here for like a day, and it's been like probably 75 degrees in my house. But hi, welcome, welcome. We're just doing some Umineko with me and my friend Union. He's the creator of my model. I don't know if you were here last time when we were reading. I don't know what was I gonna say. He said he wants it to be like Shonen Jump, which like makes me feel like he's like, no, I got a new idea. All right, here's a DLC 5 months later, guys. It'd be really cool though if he had other writers do their own stuff, because like not every route's even written by him. Like the majority of the routes are actually not written by him because they're all branching and stuff. That would be so cool though, to see just like so many different creators like give it their own spin. Cause the lore is pretty deep for that game, like, and like not even all of them are similar, so like they could just fucking like, you know what? Okay, what if this happened? All right, and what if they fucking went sent to hell? I know, let's start with that. Yeah, it was your last time.
Hey.
How are you two? I'm doing sleepy. I had a long day. I drove around a lot because I had to go back and forth between places for an appointment.
I woke up.
Yeah, you woke up an hour ago.
Yeah, and then we started playing Umineko. And then I talked about my autistic experience, similar to Maria from this game, because we have to tie it in with Umineko.
Now we're playing this shitty fucking visual novel.
Yeah, and now Jinsuenyo exploits my autism and femboyism in the
Twitch tags.
The Twitch tags. You should also put artist, and then you can also put like random tags that don't relate anything to Umineko to bait
Oh, I
people
can have
into coming.
20. Oh, I can only have 10 tags. Man.
Oh, man.
Could get rid of the English VTuber tag for just the VTuber tag.
I feel like that's better if you just put VTuber.
Alright, I got one
That's
tag
me.
left. I think.
Um.
3, 6, 7, 8. I had 2, so I just deleted that for no reason.
Wait, but you should like know how to count. Weren't you a math major?
Well, it said 0, so I thought I had 0 left, but I don't know why it said 0. I can put 2 tags. What should I add, guys? What do you think?
You could put Hispanic again.
I have that.
Twice. Because you have 2 Hispanic parents.
True.
One
I have
for your mom.
my tags are VTuber, English, Hispanic, depression, ADHD, autism, femboy, and
Oh.
findom.
Oh, oh, okay.
I don't kind of want to
Money.
take off the fin dom, guys. Like I don't know. That was a little too much for me. I don't know if I can handle that.
If someone comes in and is like, I have $10 million, would you do it?
They want me to like degrade them.
Yeah, but it's $10 million.
I know, but like I just want to laugh. Like I can't do it seriously because it's just so funny to me.
I can't do it seriously either. I'm imagining like it happening, and I would probably be like, "Give me your money right now."
Like I can't seriously be like, oh, I can't even like pretend to say it because I would just cringe at myself.
Oh yeah, give me your money, man.
I went to the spa today. I forgot how much I love being unemployed. Yay! I'm glad you took your spa day today. You got to do it early. I think, right? Didn't you mention that before? I feel like I heard somebody talk about spas.
I would go to a spa.
It would be nice to go to a spa. It'd probably freshen me up because it feels hot as fuck here. I want to like be nice and like freshened up.
I also want a massage because like I feel like my bones are so sore.
Yeah, you'll probably go back again. Nice. Do they have like what are those like coupons? But they're like, you know, come back here 10 times and you get a reward or some shit like that. I haven't been to a spa ever. That'd be so cool.
Someone messaged me and I'm choosing to ignore them right now.
Or
because I'm busy.
Umineko. Hell yeah. Guys, I need 2 more tags. What should I put?
Oh, what's the opposite of femboy?
Ugly?
Mask boy. Oh. Oh.
I'm kidding.
What's you can put? Did you already have VTuber and English VTuber?
I'll put artist.
Oh, you can put. Did you already have English?
The language, yeah, I just put it English.
Oh, what are you? What even are you?
Pro
'Cause,
gamer.
let's search. Let me search up Twitch tags. Google VTuber Twitch tags.
I might as well take a look too.
Ally. Do you have LGBTQ or ally?
Oh, I don't have any of that now that I think about it.
Maybe you should put that so people know it's a safe space to be here.
I don't want people to think I'm straight.
Oh
That'd be
yeah, just put
horrible.
LGBTQ. Don't put ally. Ally is too straight, bro.
Yeah, there's so many. I'll just put the first one that's just LGBTQ.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. They're gonna test me on how gay I am. I'm gonna fail.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Just talk about Rosado, and then they'll be
Ah,
like,
I love it. Oh,
Just
I
like-
love my femboy.
see,
The femboy tags does show I'm fruity. That's true. But there are some like homophobic femboys or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
yeah, I know. I think it's because like people are convinced that because they're attracted to like someone who looks like a girl, like it's straight, and that they dress up and it's like not like weird. I don't know, not weird, but it's like not home. I just lost my train of thought. I feel like I had something, and then I looked over and saw my old like McDonald's happy meal
Homophobic.
I bought.
Homophobic femboys and closeted men go hand in hand.
Literally, because like even if like a femboy isn't gay, it's still like breaking social norms. So I feel like it doesn't make sense.
Wait, believe it! Ah, I see. So she's not a witch, but a mistress named Beatrice who lived on the island. So there can be more than 18 people?
Oh, that's not a question mark.
So there can be more than 18 people! Which means I can defeat the line of reasoning that says any crime impossible for all 18 must involve magic! Oh! Believe it. That's a big scoop.
Oh, he is here now.
It's that fucking guy. I hate him.
Renove. Alright, dude, I can't do my fucking Connor voice. Like, it's impossible. I can't do a fancy man. Pardon me. I'm gonna die. I can't. I need to, like...
Me Sebastian Michaelis from Back Butler. It's okay. He's like, pardon me, everyone.
Sorry, I'm gonna laugh if I do that. What you
Pardon
said,
me, everyone.
you said it so, it wasn't even like Butler, it's just like a British man.
I don't know what a butler sounds like. I just think a British man is
Yeah.
like the most equivalent to, like butler in my mind.
Pardon me. Why did I do a British? I didn't mean to. Butlers. Wait. I didn't mean to do that.
Sama, would you like some black tea cookies?
Hi, Snorlax. How you doing? Papa June. I don't know if I... Hey, let me focus up and do this voice. Pardon me. Pardon me, Battler. I can't do it, bro. Whatever. Would you like some black tea and cookies?
Would you like some black tea and cookies?
Beato's butler, who called himself Renove, appeared out of nowhere. A plate set on the silver tray that he held was filled with delicious looking, steaming black tea and cookies. Who is that as a butler? A demon butler. I really don't like this guy's smile. I hate this shitty fucking mustache.
It's like, it's so close to his fucking upper lip. It's like kind of disturbing.
Such a thin mustache.
Such a thin lip.
Yeah, I'm streaming too, Snorlax. Are you still live? Because I was lurking in your stream. Oh no, you finished. Oh, I was lurking. For some reason, it doesn't look like a smile used to warmly greet a guest. It feels like he's mocking me somehow. I don't know I don't know if he really takes me for an idiot, or if it's just a joke or something. But it's really irritating me. He doesn't want a cookie.
I don't need any. Believe it.
I can't. I haven't did this voice in so long.
Believe it. I don't need any. I'm busy now. Leave me alone.
What makes that shirt then?
Oh my, such a shame, and the cookies were so delicious too. Cooked so wonderfully that they would be wasted on a mere human.
I'll eat some when I feel like it. Just set it down somewhere and get out of here.
Will that be acceptable? Then I shall do so. You may eat them when they get cold and stale, and then regret to the fullest that you did not eat them while they were fresh.
You really are annoying. Well, you're a lot better than Beato, who keeps
Doing that creepy cackle right next to my ear.
Yes, that is quite true. There are times when Milady's laughter becomes quite undignified. Every time I hear it, I find it painful to comprehend. Why such a noble demon as myself might serve such a master?
Man, you're weird. If you don't like it, then you could just say no to working for her.
It's close enough. And yet, to continue serving is a furniture's joy. If we do not serve, we would hardly be furniture. What am I doing with my fucking voice? Setting that aside, he's doing the fucking cannon pose. Has the game been proceeding? Just now you seem to have found some useful information that quite pleased you. Well now, I wonder what your shallow wit has conjured up. As Renove mocked me and giggled, he followed my earlier words literally and placed the black tea and cookies in a random spot nearby. In any case, it appears you are more confident in the existence of a 19th person, yes? Would you be gracious enough to allow me to hear your opinion?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna say it again in front of Beto anyways. No reason to hide it. Basically, it looks like there's a hidden mansion somewhere on this island, and Grandfather had his mistress living there. So the question that's been torturing me was whether 18 or 19 people can be easily resolved.
You have driven yourself into a corner because of a dead end that you yourself had created. Even though you deny the witch, Battler-sama, you hold a double standard and refuse to accept that the culprit is one of the 18. Are we still on the same shit? What the fuck? Yeah.
He's so...
What has this guy done, by the way? He hasn't fucking done anything. This is like his first time really doing anything. And it's still doing nothing.
He's just really good at doing nothing.
The easiest way to deny the witch was suspect one of the 18. It isn't easy to gather alibis for every one of them. You always find at least one person with a fragile alibi. I could probably deny the witch forever if I just used that person as a scapegoat. But I refuse to do that. It's all useless. It's all useless. Every one of those 18 people is either a parent, a relative, or a cousin to me. I really love my cousin.
I really love my cousin.
I just really love my cousin a bit too much.
And those reliable servants who are sometimes serious or sometimes fun to be with.
Only sometimes though. I don't fucking like them that much.
I don't fucking fuck with them until like when they're funny occasionally. That's kind of true though. He's like, damn, that annoying. He like thinks some kind of.
I won't let myself use any one of them as a scapegoat.
I feel like I can't read. It's really hard.
In my past, my resolve wavered. That's how Beto hit me where my heart was weak. And I'm really hungry right now.
I would love your cookies, bro.
Accepting and understanding one's own weaknesses. It is not something that can often be accomplished. Battler-sama, you use this theory about a 19th person as a spear. Or should I say, a shield. In any event, in contrast to how unprepared you were in the previous games, the fact that you now have a compass bearing on how to fight is a dramatic leap forward, let us say. With this, you can suspect a 19th person and pursue your theory that the culprit is a human, without having to doubt any of the 18 you love and respect.
That's it exactly. Just like in the first game when Cannon-kun was killed in the boiler room. There was plenty of tricks I could have mentioned without hesitation, like Cannon being the murderer, making his death. As long as a 19th person existed.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what was that line?
Yeah, no, I genuinely just believe that Cannon's the culprit. He doesn't want to believe it because he's bad. He's annoying.
See, now he's conscious of the fact that this is the third time. But when he's in there, it's like...
It's because this scene is not actually happening.
Nothing is real. Nothing ever happens. Oh, this is me. I thought Battler was continuing. In the very first game, Cannon-kun was killed in the boiler room. One might think he was attacked by Kumasawa-san, who had gone down in the boiler room with him. Or maybe that someone had appeared to be dead earlier was actually faking and had ambushed him. Either way, it was a move that forced me to suspect one of the 18. However, by simply proposing that a 19th person existed, there was no longer any need to suspect one of the 18 that was murdered in the boiler room. Or that murder in the boiler room.
In short, I can at least deny the line of reasoning saying that something is impossible for every one of the 18, therefore the culprit is the witch.
Using this argument, it's easy to explain, for example, the problematic case that had already occurred in this game. Who gave Maria the letter? Even if all 18 people have alibis, I could easily explain everything by saying that the 19th person must have visited her and given her the letter. I'd say that's quite a good move. Now, how would I strike back against it? You still have plenty of weak points, and even if you are aware of them, maybe the 18th person attack would be an effective move. To judge the strength of your defense, I must be assuming to contest that point again.
Then how will you do it? Demon Butler.
I believe it would be appropriate to ambush the piece representing this 19th person that you mentioned. Battler-sama, you have never met this 19th person, yes? Would you please show some proof that this person exists?
No, naive. Of course, I knew you'd probably try to pull that move.
My. Please respond to it.
Wishes and demons the like. There's no more fitting move for you what you guys use. I'm a badass. It's one of those. Devil proofs!
I don't have proof that she exists, but you don't have proof that she doesn't exist. Therefore, I'm right. Me when I shout confidently, I don't know.
I don't fucking know, but you're fucking wrong.
When you
It's
try
a
to
devil.
when you try to make some claim to humans like us, we always counterattack by telling us to show us some proof. Because that's a human move, but I'm fighting with a witch. I'm taking part in a battle with someone who isn't human. Except I don't believe she exists, therefore she's not even here and I'm just talking to myself. And some moves exist that can only be used in a game against a witch. These are cheap moves, and that's what this devil proof is, because it's impossible to prove. Let's assume that there's a hidden mansion on Rakanjima separate from the Ushirimiya family mansion, and that a woman named Beatrice lives there. In order to prove this, one must find this mansion and actually bring Beatrice out of it. That's called actual proof in the human world. However, if we follow the rules of the devil's proof, you can't deny that she exists even if there is no proof that she does. Because it's impossible to prove that something doesn't exist. Prove Santa Claus isn't real. You can't. Have you been to the Antarctica? The South Pole or something? North Pole? That's what I thought. He's real. That's right. And I'm finally able to turn the tables using this devil's proof, which tormented me so much before. Those guys who were always trying to force me to accept the existence of the witch with it. After all, it was physically impossible for me to show any proof that witches don't exist and deny Beato's claim. That's why I kept getting hit with reckless argument that witches do exist and was unable to counterattack. And that's why I'll spin the chessboard around right now. If I can't disprove the existence of witches, then that means if I suggest that the 19th human exists, you can't deny that either. In other words, because this problematic and mysterious mistress is craftily hiding herself, it'd be perfectly natural if you never found her no matter how hard you looked. So, you can't say that your inability to find this 19th person proves that she doesn't exist. Therefore, it's impossible to deny that a 19th... Yes, we said this. To use the devil's... Hey, we can get away with this argument, then forget just a 19th person. This island could be full of people we don't know about. They could all be wearing goat heads and stuff. And even if there was 10 or 100 goat-headed people, she still couldn't deny that they existed. In this last game and the one before that, among the murder scenes that showed up, there were several that were extremely intricate and must have taken a lot of effort to set up. It's really hard to imagine that a single culprit setting up all of those. However, if not just a 19th, but 10 or 100 people were hidden somewhere, that wouldn't be any problem at all. They all split up the work. They could handle any job in a shorter period of time. Of course, and doubts will naturally arise as to whether a large group of people like that could sneak around the mansion without being noticed, but those are all settled by devil's proof. We simply didn't notice. You can't deny that even 100 people were just because they weren't seen or not. It could be the entire world. The entire world could be against us right now. Even though I'm saying it myself, if it's such a stupid argument that it makes me want to throw up. However, because it's such a dirty move, it's a perfect one to use against a witch. Well, this is just my imagination. But what if 100 suspicious men wearing masks were hiding in the shadows? Like, that would be worse than laughable, almost like they're cockroaches. If you see one, it means there's 100 more hiding somewhere. I guess he said it.
Well, I do think a ridiculous argument that's horribly twisted. My opponent were human, I'm sure they yell at me as I was out of my mind. But my opponent is a witch. And after all, that's the kind of competition we're having, isn't it? I'll use any kind of reckless argument to explain it, using humans and deny the witch. Oh my god. Anyway, with this move, I'll be able to go any of the 18 close to me again. I won't suffer defeat like last time. Again.
I see. You have learned from your previous defeat, and that is good. It's no surprise that you've become so devious now that you're in your third game. You first strengthen your own defense. That is truly a solid first step. Quite a spectacular move, I would say.
Well, even if we assume there is a 19th person, there's still a few tricks I can't resolve, like the actual number of Master's keys. The actual number of Master Keys, no matter how many humans I add. That is a bad first step. Still, it isn't bad as a first step for the time being. Okay.
Battler-sama, your trump card is an important piece called the 19th person. You countered my move of asking where the proof was by using the Devil's Brew. A good skirmish. Although I must apologize for making a move by myself when my lady isn't here. I find that I too am growing slightly interested. Excuse me. I wonder if you will allow me to make yet another move on my lady's behalf?
Let's have it. There's no shortage of opponents, be witches or demons.
This move you presented called the Devil's Proof. Oh, why did I say that? Is a specialty of us demons, and there are also various other moves available to us. You know the move called Hempel's Raven?
Hempel's Raven?
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Just then, that enraged laugh I've heard so many times started echoing. The room was filled with dazzling golden butterflies, and in the center of that whirlwind, the Golden Witch appeared. It isn't my lady. Good morning.
I thought you might be doing something interesting while I was away. Hempel's Raven, was it? Such a familiar old move, I could almost laugh. To think the day where I came to show it off to fucking Battler. It's a close move against the Devil's Proof. We're having names. Minove, I will make this move. Is this like chess? Are they just playing chess? Is this like...
I guess so.
Yeah. Cause like...
What is
like
this
names.
Raven? True, chess
So
has names like that. Not that I play chess.
So I'm assuming like
Does she like just play chess with everyone once in a while? Is that like no? But she said she's a bored witch. I mean, I don't even think
A
she's real.
chessboard.
Well, time to flip the chessboard. So you really fight. So you finally showed up. You guffawing witch. What's guffawing?
I don't know. I kind of know, but like, hey Siri, define
never heard.
guffaw. How could I possibly say that word?
So you finally show up, you guffawing witch. I see you're laughing as freak as usual. Like a freak as just... What? This guy was talking behind your back just now, telling me how undignified you look when you do that. Right? How rude. Is that true?
Nonsense. Why would I speak such gossip about my lady, whom I regard with such sincere respect?
I can't believe you say something so shameless. Doesn't look like we'll be able to get along with each other. There was a hair on my tablet and I thought that was a line stroke. Well, that is fine. I gave the wrong voice to her, but I don't remember what voice I gave her. Let us return to the point at hand. Hempel's raven is used... Oh my god. Hempel's raven is used to show actual proof using a contrapositive. In other words, it is a move like this. I must you do to prove that ravens are black?
Look at them.
Look at it. Look at it. What are you talking about? Prove that ravens are black? Why wouldn't you just catch a raven and check to see if it's black? That's right. You must simply prove that a raven equals black. Do you see that? If you instead prove that birds aren't black equal not ravens, you would reach the same argument?
If you instead prove that birds that aren't...
No.
It's like saying...
That's like saying, a square, all squares are rectangles, but a rectangle isn't a square. That's like the same argument. See? This is, you like that.
Fuck me, I think.
If you go throughout the world and examine that all birds that are not ravens, and prove that none of them are black, then as a result, you can claim, therefore, black birds are ravens. That's not how it works! This argument is called a contrapositive. Is that too difficult for you? Yeah, no kidding. I've got... Battler's a fucking idiot, bro. I've got no idea what you're saying. I just want to touch my cousin.
Battler-sama. What about this example? Let's say that you inside... Let us say that you have 2 boxes, and inside them is and one of them is a winner, with a cookie inside. Of course, the other is a loser and is empty. For example, here are 2 boxes, where one has a cookie. Just fucking said this. Just fucking said this. At this moment, it has a cookie inside, so you win, which implies that you do not win if it had not a cookie inside. When such a relationship exists, the latter is called the contrapositive. Okay, that exists in a true and false situation.
Does it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Like, it's like the example they said. So
you're telling me there's a cookie inside a box? So imagine we have a cookie inside a box.
let's say you have a keychain with 5 keys. You put the key in, If the door opens, then that was the right key. But if the door is not open, then it was the wrong key.
It's like, so you're telling me it's like if you went around the world and you checked all the ravens. I mean, you check they're all black, but you go around the world to check if all the non-birds, and then you check if the ravens aren't, if they're not black, they're not ravens. So you therefore prove.
Why did they
that
choose ravens? Why didn't they just choose cookie in a box?
I don't know. So they gave us 2 examples. The thing is, so I'm pretty sure there are black birds that aren't ravens. Like,
Okay, but this
Like, maybe
mathematically
not.
is not true. Like if A then, well, if A then B is true, then if not B then not A, it's also true.
I trust you, math major.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can find an example where this isn't true.
Well, that's obvious.
もし選んだ方が外れだったなら、もう片方は自動的に当たりってことになる。
The one you guessed was the loser, then you automatically know that the other one's the winner.
つまり、箱を適当に選び、当たりを引こうと外れを引こ
In
う。
other
Also-
words, if you choose a box at random.
So it works at 50-50.
最初の一手で、どっちの箱にクッキーが入っているか特定できるわけだ。
Whether it's a winner or loser, you'll be able to figure out which box has the cookie in it your first round.
Yeah, this only works in a 50-50. If you added another box, then like you wouldn't know if it was true or not.
その通り。開けた箱にクッキーが入っていたなら、悪魔の証明を満たす。
I can't take this song anymore. These scenes are so long that the song just fucking goes on and on.
I've heard some Umineko soundtracks and they sound like Toho soundtracks and they're really good. But I just wish they wouldn't reuse this fucking
Like,
soundtrack
I-
because I hate it.
I feel like this song is like a 10-second song that just repeats for fucking like 20 minutes.
It's because it does.
Read your line, please.
That is correct. That is correct. If the cookie is in the box you open, then the devil proof is satisfied.
この箱は当たりイコールこの箱にはクッキーが入っている。
Gonna cry.
まさに実証できるわけ。
Why do they just keep saying it?
Cookie, 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 cookie.
Good enough.
しかし、開けた箱が空っぽだったの。
However, the box is empty. The temple's raven is
こ
satisfied.
の箱にクッキーが
In
入ってい
other
る。
words, this box does not have a cookie in it. The box is
You can't just keep saying in other words, and just repeat the same thing over and over, please.
me on my. This is why people don't like reading my essays because this is what I basically do. Oh my god, Beatrice is also autistic like Maria. It all makes sense. And then she's just like me for real. And as long as we accept that the premise there is no more than 2 boxes,
もう片方の
the
箱が自動的
contraceptive.
に当たりが
Every time I see that word, I think it says contraceptive.
The contraceptives show that the other box is automatically the winner. It's like, so if you had the example with sperm and an egg.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I think you're starting to see your reasoning, but how does this involve my cousin?
毒を制するには
I got a cousin chick, dude.
ヘリクツにはヘリクツ
Give me a cousin example. bro tried to tell a little. Balor's a bit weird. Only poison can stop poison, and that twisted logic can stop twisted logic.
それで
Then what?
俺の
How does that?
島には19人目の
How does
人
that
間が隠れてい
overturn
る
my
に
claim
違い
that
ない
because
か
there's
ら
definitely a 90th person hidden on this island,
18人全員に
even
ア
if
リバ
all
イが
80
それ
people
は
have
魔女を認め
alibis,
る
I
ことに
still
は
won't
な
have
ら
to
ない
accept witches.
どう切り
よかろ
Very well.
う。わらわの手は
I'll
押す
teach you about my move.
まず
Contraceptive. First of all, you are stating that that the culprit is not among the 18. The culprit is the 19th person.
So if you use a contrapositive, it ends up like this. So if you use the contrapositive, it ends up like this. In short, the culprit is not the 19th person, the culprit is one of the 18.
Huh?
Huh? So if you use a contrapositive on the rectangle is a fucking rectangle, but a square is also a rectangle, you get this. If a square is not a rectangle, it is a triangle. No, I don't understand how to make a contrapositive.
Close enough. Okay, but like if it's not the 19th, it could be the 20th. This is what I mean. Like in the example, it only works if there's 2 boxes, but we don't know. Like Battler's right. They could just be more than 19 people here technically. So
Yeah.
this fucking logic doesn't make
Or a
sense because it
fucking
could just be
bomb
more
on top of
people.
a fucking mansion. I don't know. There could also be a bomb ticking down as we speak right now, and it's about to blow us all up because Kinzo hates us all. Only that I've countered your move. I don't know what the move was trying to do in the first place. They're like, it's like children when it's like, no, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right because you're wrong.
True.
Only I've countered your move. Let's try to keep things. Let's try and keep things simple. Renobe, explain. Why do I need another person to fucking explain?
No.
What we fucking just read? It seems like you make things easy enough for Batley to understand what your cookie in the box of analogy.
それでは先月ながら
Then forgive my presumption.
先ほどの
Allow me to explain my earlier example once more.
させていただきます
Allow me to repeat my earlier story about 2 treasure boxes, one which has a cookie in it. In this situation, you have an 18-person box and a 19-person box. So the cookie represents the culprit. Battler-sama, let's say you open the 18-person box. Because the cookie is not there, you have paradoxically proven that therefore the cookie is in the 19-person box. Then let us make the claim even more paradoxical. In other words, if it was first shown that the 19-person box was empty, it would prove at the same time that the cookie is in the 18-person box. Battler-sama played this move in order to avoid having to doubt any of the 18, but this is now being used in preparation of an 18-person attack. Battler only understands if you use cookies.
なんだと
Battler's just a little baby. He doesn't understand any better. Ugh, what the hell? If I go first and prove the inside of the 19-person box is empty, you will automatically have to accept that there is a 20th person because there can be 20 people! There can be more than fucking 18 people! You didn't put a fucking... There's no fucking cap on who's fucking on the island right now. There could be a fucking, like, village deep down in the fucking island we don't fucking know about. And the game will present it to us like we should have thought about it. The 8 cookies in the 18th person box. All I've done is say that the other way is around, yes?
つまり
So that
俺の自信満々の一手だ
move I was so confident in was actually a double-edged sword. That's right. As soon as you played that move and attempted to explain everything with a 19th person, you've already taken a risk that you might be forced to accept that the culprit was one of the 18.
Okay, but still, this is an if, alright? Like, this is still better than Battler not having the idea that a 19th person exists. This is still, like, better than what he was thinking. I'm gonna scream. This is still a better outcome than you were at before at Battler.
Because he's still... Because it still freaking means that, like...
Still could be the 19th person. Like, nobody's saying that it's not.
No one's saying there isn't a 19th person. No one's saying there isn't a 20th person. No one's saying it was the witch. Okay, the issue is Battler is so unwilling to accept that there's an 18th person that he's...
I see. Hempel's Raven. So this is the countering technique. Wait, if I really think about it, this counter is really Wait, this is bad for me. This isn't a cookie we're talking about. I imagine that the loser chest actually has a bomb in it, and it's getting even clearer. There aren't just 2 treasure chests, but 18 plus 1 more for the 90th person. If you think about it as a total of 19 boxes, it gets even easier to picture. First off, one of the premises of the human culprit theory is that the bomb will definitely be inside one of those boxes. Okay, now we're just using bombs instead of cookies. I didn't want to place the bomb in the boxes of any of the 18, so I used a devil's proof. Okay, Balor, but what if there's just not more than, what if there's more than 19 boxes? That much was fine, but then Bayako struck back. Now, if all the contents of the 19-person box are empty, it automatically means the bomb's in one of the other boxes. If I could examine what's inside of all of them, then as long as I can show that the bomb isn't in any of them, I'll be able to safely show that the 18 are innocent. If that were possible, I had nothing to fear. However, in reality, it's almost absolutely impossible. The police wouldn't come here in this typhoon. We didn't have access to scientific investigations or experts or anything. In short, we can only prove that we can't prove anything decisively. It's only important for me to find proof other than simply gulping down whatever alibis each of the 18 give. That means I personally have to prove their innocence, and I have to do it perfectly. Like, by staying with them the whole time, never letting it out of my sight for even a second, but by doing so, I could probably be sure that of a person's innocence. Sure that the bomb isn't in their box. However, in practical terms, that'll be impossible. In other words, I'll have to expend an incredible amount of effort just to check the contents of one box. And there are 18 of them. In other words, unless I bound all 18 of them in the chains and watch them over, it'll be impossible to prove that all of them have empty boxes. However, Beato only has to open one box, the 19-person box, and show that it's empty to prove that the bomb is in the other 18. Furthermore, there's no need for her to show which of the 18 boxes has the bomb. I've got 18 times more work to do than my pet theory. Fucking who cares?
When
a devil proofs exists in this world.
Okay, but she can't even prove that there's nobody on the island.
She can't prove anything, bro.
But Balor, you can just assume that there's...
Balor could assume literally that, like, there's like 10 million goat men on this island who are killing people, and he'd be right.
Yeah.
Takes a vast amount of effort to argue against it, and there are many cases in which it is impossible to do because of the situation. However, Hempel's Raven turns that problem around. It makes it possible to prove things easily. I just don't fucking believe you. Like, what if I just choose not to listen to you? Do I just burn in hell? Is she just gonna, like... Yeah, okay.
By using Hempel's Raven, various reckless arguments become possible to prove true or false. For example, let us say I make the proposition all humans except me are foolish. Normally I would have to examine all of humanity except myself to show that they're all foolish. However, in reality, it would be impossible to investigate billions of people. It's just the same sort of effort you need to open all 18 boxes.
By using Hempel's Raven, the contrapositive of this proposition would turn into change it this. If you, to use your phrase, spin the chest right around on the claim that all humans except me equals foolish, you would have nothing to do more than prove that not foolish equals me.
That doesn't work.
What do you think that means?
Just because you're not foolish doesn't mean everybody else is. What?
There's multiple this is the issue with a contrapositive is that it turns it into a 50-50 statement. Like, and you have to go all in. The world is more ambiguous than you think it is. I don't get it.
They're
baby.
just stupid.
Yeah. Here's a contrapositive for you. You're stupid equals I'm smart, and then the contrapositive is I don't get it. I'm too lazy to do this. As soon as I know the fact that I am wise, I will be able to show an instant that every one of the billions of people in the human race is foolish. What the fuck is this dictator logic, bro? Like, what? In less than a second, I could finish proving that entire human race is more foolish than me.
By whose definition are you not foolish?
It's truly the strongest and fastest QED in the world. This. Temple's Raven. Bro, I just want to see my goat, Maria.
I just want people to die.
What a ridiculous argument.
Think of it like this, Balor. There are 2 boxes in front of you. One has a cookie. It is a very, very convenient move. Not only demons, but gods also use it. When they propose
There's
that the
fucking gods in the Umineko universe.
when they propose that the blessed equal the servants of a god, the contrapositive is a human is a servant of a human is not a servant of God. He must not be blessed. So in order to prove that servants of gods are blessed with divine protection, they only have to bring ill fortune down upon those people who don't receive such protection. So by bringing misfortune down upon those who don't believe in them, they prove their blessedness.
Enormous cost is required to give humans happiness. However, it takes a lot less to bring humans misfortune. So, by using Temple's Raven, gods are actually giving believers joy of divine protection for cheap. You demon. It's a demon's argument! That's crazy!
話がそれてしまったようだな。そろそろ話を戻そうぞ。
Seems that we gone off topic. Let us get back to our point.
わらわの反撃の一手は
The
以
move for
上。
my counterattack is complete.
そなたの19人目が犯人だから。
And now in response to your claim that the 19th person is the culprit, therefore the 18 are innocent and the witch doesn't exist. I say therefore I can prove that the culprit is not some 19th person. We can be sure that the culprit is either the 18th or a witch. Or a witch. Right? What are they even debating, bro? To summarize, it's basically I believe that there is a 19th person and there is no witch and everyone else is innocent because it's the 19th person who did it. She's saying that she's trying to say no, that is wrong because I can say there's just 18 people or a witch, so one of them are the evil people, the murderer or whatever. Basically, they just said the same thing that they've been saying since the beginning of this fucking...
Yeah.
They said nothing! They said a whole lot of nothing, bro. This is crazy.
For a while, I just stood there, shocked, completely forgetting to close my mouth. Just when I thought I'd countered one of their strong points, their counterattack had been this reckless argument that I couldn't possibly have anticipated. Is this going to be impossible after all? To continue denying the witch on the island with no more than 18 people, I still believe in the innocence of those 18 people. Is that just illusion? Am I trying to escape reality? People gotta start dying. Now. Not yet. Don't give up this desperate struggle yet. Who cares about whoever's Raven? They're just trying to confuse me by bringing up weird bits of trivia. I use the devil's proof. Don't feel uncertain about something you've used once. Believe in the spear you've drawn, and then forcefully gouge it in.
まだまだ序盤だぞ。
Oh, we're still the opening part of the game.
この程度で長考するつもりか
Do you plan to keep thinking on this level?
いや待て。確認するぞ。
Wait a second. I want to be sure.
確かに俺は。
I'll admit that I talked about a 19th person to keep it simple. But what if there's a 20th person? But we're gonna use devil proof to raise the number of people above 18.
10人いるか100人いるかも
Then
わ
we...
からない。
Oh my
不特定多
goodness.
数ということだ。
He said it earlier. Why did he forget?
We'd have no way of telling if it was 10 people, 100 people, or
お前が想定する人数が常に一人多い。
There's always one more than you assume.
わかるか。
They countered my twisted logic with something. They countered my twisted logic with something even more twisted. So the only thing I could do to counter that would be to even crazier. Would be crazier in twisted logic.
わらわが19人目のアリバイを
Oh my
何らかの
goodness.
方法で証明したとしても
I see. Even if I somehow prove the alibi for a 19th person.
その瞬間にそなたは20
As soon
人
as I
目を
do,
追い
you
出し
think
犯人だと
up
主張
on
す
the
る
20th person and claim that they are the
これを無限に繰り返すことによってわらわは永遠に彼らのアリバイの証明が終えられないというわけか
By repeating this endlessly, you'll make it so I keep searching for their alibis for eternity.
なるほどなるほど
I see.
さながらイナゴの大群を呼び出す魔王よな
So I keep searching for their alibis eternity. I see. Just like a demon king summoning a plague of locusts.
さすがは金蔵
I
の
wouldn't
魔
expect
王
anything
よ
else from Kinza's grandchild.
召喚術の才能には恵ま
What
れ
he
て
said
い
wasn't
ると見
fucking
る
smart, bro. It's just a thing you can say.
Because we're not, yeah, we're just talking about stuff that we have no proof for. So why not just keep going about it? Like,
Why do we keep going on about this stuff when we have literally zero proof for it? Why can't we just... Because I could fucking say it wasn't a witch who did it. It was a demon, and then that my fucking devil's it's a devil's proof because you can't fucking prove that it was like it was not God itself who fucking struck down the Ushomiya family. It could be so many things. Literally, what the fuck are they on about? Okay. You won't expect anything. It looks like you've been gifted with the talent of summoning.
what the fuck's touching me? It was my hair.
It's me.
My hair was touching my neck and I just pinched it. Ow.
18人以外の存在 X 常にアリバイを証明することが不可能なんだ
I heard Kanin for a second. What? Is this a pun?
Sure. In short, it's impossible to prove that an alibi for each person X outside the first 18.
What? What's X in Japanese?
X?
I swear he just said canon. And if it's a pun, that canon, because, oh my god. I swear to god he just said that. Hold on, I know what to do. I forgot if I saved or not, so I'll just redo it. Hold on, I know how to... I got this, watch this. Alright, now look. Listen carefully. Be amazed. Battler your line.
つまり
In
18
short,
人以外
it
の
is
存在 X
supposed to be.
常にアリバイを証明することが不可能なんだ
See? He's... What is that word? I've cracked the case.
どうだベアト
Yeah, sure you did. How do you think of like that, Beto?
ヘリクス合戦だと分かれば俺も負けねえぜ
Now that I know that we're having a battle of twisted logic, I won't lose. Why are we still
Don't
on
you
this
love having to voice every Battler Beatrice scene?
It's just like, I don't mind it. I just wish it wouldn't go on and on like this. Cause like, what the fuck are they on about, bro?
Do you love talking about cookies for 25 minutes?
Cause the thing is, we're fucking talking about shit that doesn't make sense. Cause like, it's not even like it doesn't make sense in a smart way. It just doesn't make sense cause it sounds dumb. Like, I don't know.
愚かしいぞ。わらわを誰と心得る。
How foolish. Who do you think I am?
わらわこそは無限の魔女。
Who do you think I am? I'm the endless witch.
What
無限を
the fuck?
操ることはつまり無限を殺すこともできるということ。
I'm gonna search up the kanji for what Canon's name means.
It's gonna be like serial killer.
That'd be fucking funny. I think the last part is sound, I think. I don't actually remember what.
I'm pretty sure it says in his description.
Oh.
Right there.
Yeah. What's the first one? Well, it's not serial killer, I'm sorry.
Dang.
But it means like the last character is sound, and then the first character, I searched it up, it's supposed to be like beautiful, aesthetic, beauty, elegant, and graceful.
Oh, he tried.
I'm just. Wait a minute.
Did
Oh
I
my
solve
fucking
it?
God. Wait.
Is it a pun?
Let me just make sure this is like okay. I'm not crazy. What? Okay.
Oh, I could have reloaded the fuck. I could have reloaded I could reload the line and put it in Japanese mode if that helps.
Well, it's not this line. It's just like a different revelation I'm having.
つまり18人以外の存在 X はつまり18人以外の存在 X は常にアリバイを証明することが不可能なんだ
Oh fuck, it's all translated here. I don't know which part is it. I can look at his name. Why does it start here? Stop doing that. Let me start on this screen. I don't know which part is his name.
It's the
this
one
one.
in next to the hiragana. And then wait, show me Shannon's name.
Okay, I see that they end with the same character. Dude, how could you even read the first? The thing is like 20 fucking lines. How can you even see what that is?
What do you mean?
The first part of his name.
The first part of his name?
Look at that character. Like there's so many lines. It's like all squished together. You can barely see the lines.
It's like it's the kanji for like elegance.
It's
And
so
then
it's so detailed.
I just like it's kind of diabolical. Their name is Shannon and Cannon.
つまり、ヘリクス合戦だとは。
そのわらわ無限を操るわらわが
Okay,
19人
we're
目
back
を
here.
切ればそなたは20人目を呼び
I'm just I'm okay. Sorry, I'm just looking up their names and comparing them because I'm just like Cannon. Their names are really similar. When the 19th person folds, you will summon a 20th.
20人目を
And when
切
the
れば
20th person folds, you'll
21
summon
人
the
目を
21st.
21人目を切れば22人目を切れば
And then when your 21st person folds and your second person folds.
23人目を呼び34人目を呼び
Alright, we get it.
わらわを永遠に翻弄で生きるとで
Bro, I can't fucking read that. One person, did you think you'd meet me happy at your mercy for all eternity?
無限交代とは笑わせるわらわに無限は通じぬわ
I laugh for infinite regress and infinite doesn't work on me.
ほう。
Well then
な
how
らば
do
ど
you
うやって
kill
この
my
俺の無
endless?
限を
Just
殺すん
try
だ
and
よ。
show.
見せてみろよ。
わらわには真実を
I
赤
have
で
the
語
power
る
to
力
speak
が
my
あろうが
truth in red.
Hmm. That is true. This girl a true.
来やがったな。
Here it
わらわ
comes.
が赤で語るときそこには一切の幻想がない
And I speak in red, it will contain absolutely no illusions.
わらわがこの島には100人しかいないと一言赤で語れば
If I say once in red that there's no more than 100 people on this island,
そなたにはもはや
you will no longer be permitted to
101
speak
人目を生み出す
100 first
ことは
person.
叶わぬのだほらバトル
See, Battler?
今度はどんな真実を
What truth shall I
赤
tell
で
in
語
red
ってみ
this
せよう
time?
かどんな拠り所を叩き切って
Where shall I
そなたを
strike to
絶望
kill
に
for the
突き
kill
落
and
と
force
して
you
や
into
ろう
hopelessness?
そうら
Come, show me
い
your
つも伸
frightened
びた
face.
顔を見せてみるがいい 何
What?
そなた
Why are you
笑う
laughing?
I wonder what kind of creepy look I had on my face as I laughed right then. The red sure is scary. Every time it jumps out, I'm driven into the depths of hopelessness. But I've already realized something. There's no need to be overly afraid of the red.
また抜きやがったな。殿下の宝刀だ。
You've brought out your trump card again.
それで今度はベアトリージェ様
So,
は
how
何をどう
and
赤
for
で語っ
what
てく
will
ださる
Beatrice Sama use red this time?
ほうそれはどういう意味
Oh, what do you mean by that?
急に余裕を見せよって
Cannon and Shannon, low key. Not the same, bro. Suddenly looking so relaxed. I'm also could be sorry, but I was waiting for you to take out that blood red treasured sword of yours.
Oh, my Switch is dying. 1 second. Sorry, my Switch to
I feel like I'm dying too, bro. They keep going on and on about the same freaking thing. Let's see, what will you proclaim red at this time? Why? You aren't gonna say the culprit was one of the 18 people,
Just-
are you?
this story pisses me off so much.
Careful, since I mean self-destruction for you, right? It would be the same as throwing away your witch theory yourself. A complete resignation.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
No, that's right.
Hey, kitty.
Get it.
The red
You
wasn't
can't do
always a weapon that worked in Beatu's favor alone. It was the other way around. If she used it the wrong way, it would be dangerous enough that she could bring about her own death. If she used it carelessly and said something that ended up denying herself, that'd be exactly the same as self-destructing.
Of course, it'd be sad and difficult for me to if you told me in red that one of the 18 people were the culprit. No matter what the culprit was actually was, I was gonna have to deal with tough emotions. But before that, it would mean your defeat. Damn, you said a lot.
Yeah, I was like, what? This sentence is going.
Saying in red that the culprit is a human is equivalent to your proclamation of resignation.
She was reading the whole sentence.
Yeah, I don't know why the translation. If you wanted us to finish each other off as simultaneous clash, I'd say that's a pretty interesting. However, a particular battle will end in my victory.
Beatrice's red was her trump card. I mean, Beatrice's... Oh wait, no, I did read that right. When the person speaks in red, it's definitely the truth, and no amount of proof or counter-argument can change that. Until now, she's used that to severely wound me, and each time the tiny foundation supporting my heart gets split in half. What? However, if she uses it carelessly, then I can also glean a little information about the truth. In the last game, I used it to my advantage, essentially, especially during the chapel's closed room trick, and almost completely got her boxed in at one point. But she was pretty sly herself. She learned from experience, and since then she started using discretion in the timing of her red. The feeling of tension was almost literally like a battle of real swords. This is a high-level intellectual battle. Not an intellectual battle. This really is twisted logic. This was the world's craziest and worst battle of twisted logic. True. When is the world ever fight using logic?
Okay, it's time to hear your plan. That's right. Humple's Raven. Can we just get to the real world again? I'm sorry. I really fucking hate how much they repeat themselves. This scene could have been like at maximum, I'd say like fucking 15 minutes.
I could have rewritten
it. Yep. First, you'll have to confirm in red how many humans are there other than the 18. After that, you must proclaim in red that none of the people in the group are the culprit. That's right, that might be a fatal warrior. Surprised you no longer have an atom of fear for the red, which once terrified you so much. You're quite resilient. Try taking it out. That treasure sword, that trump card of yours. This time you might be able to make me surrender with a single stroke, right?
A single stroke.
Like gay sex.
Yep.
面白いこうでなくてはな
Interesting. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Agitator. Challenge her. Drive her in a corner to make her speak in red. Of course, her red's already wiping out my only rays of hope, but don't be afraid of that. On this island, overcome the falsehoods and illusions. The only thing I can trust is the information she speaks in red. It's my only way to cross the chasm of hell. Oops, I mean double tap. It's a single tightrope. Her merciless blood-red blade is the only way I can survive. This isn't just walking on a tightrope, this is literally walking on the edge of a blade. So it's not like a tightrope like I just said, it's actually not. Of course I'm afraid. Because my victory condition is the denial of witches then. To use her contrapositive logic, the culprit must be human. But I didn't want to search for the culprit amid the 18. That would make me weak. That would make me stick to a weak position since I had to claim both that it couldn't be a witch and it couldn't be one of the 18. Last time I was unable to understand that, so that's where she hit me, leaving me tethered and defeated. But that's okay. Let her hit me. Let her attack. No problem. I like it. Someone said it once in an old sword fighting movie that a good fortress has one and only one intentionally weak point. The enemy would gather there. It would be lured there. And that would be where the actual battle took place. As long as I understood my weak points, and as long as she wanted to attack those weak points, it was as if I was luring her into launching an attack there. Gouge the distance between us with care, retreating step by step. Make them move forward. What the flip? How do I... Oh no, these bots are fucking advanced, man. They don't even send links anymore. They just type random shit. Die. Weird. I didn't know they could do that. It's such a useless bot. Normally they post a link, which is why I have links banned, and then it just says, bye followers here, and then just typed random letters. The more she recklessly flourished that red, the more chances I would get to strike back. Do not be afraid of the red. Keep her cornered, so that she'll have no choice but to refute me with the red. No matter how oppressively she speaks in the red, that's right, the red itself is the same as the fresh blood leaking from her wounds.
So, what's wrong? First of all, why don't you tell me how many people are on this island in total? If you can't, if you don't, the raven can't cut me up. How surprised you to be this desperate but this difficult. One cannot make light of someone putting their life on the line no matter what era, what the era. No surprise that you're Kinzo's grandchild. The more cornered you are, the more bolder you become.
Yes, I am here still. Renovo cleared his throat. It appears to be a stalemate. That black tea I worked so hard to make is getting cold, milady. Renove, who was supposed to be her ally, roguishly rushed her into making her next move. Beato probably thought she'd manage to smile back and appear confident, but she couldn't hide that sweat buildup on her forehead. By now she had completely lost the confidence feeling that had allowed her to turn her nose up at the worthless opponent. Of course she probably wouldn't be cornered by something like this. She was just being cautious. Until now I've been inexperienced, I didn't know how to fight, and I wasn't strong enough to be her opponent. However, now that I've reached the third game, she's realized that I'm starting to become more skilled. And she's grown more cautious, thinking about every move carefully. Sure, that's just fine, Beatrice. Sorry to keep you waiting. Are you happy now? They're just teasing it. Fucking do it!
Starting to get interesting, huh?
Been 2 hours since we started.
Really?
Yes.
Bro, they've been like talking about this for like this whole time, and yeah, I can't read that fast, but this scene should not have been this long, repeating the same fucking thing over and over again. Not bad. Are they done?
You're gonna say it.
街が開かねえ
Never
な。
This
mind.
isn't getting us
な
anywhere.
ら、ズバッと気持ちよく。
Then should we get the heart of the matter and go with the usual?
ほう
Oh,
いつものやつ
the
だ
usual you say.
ならば頼もうではない
Then
か
by all
あ
means,
れを聞かぬと
if I don't hear
やは
you
り
say
始まっ
that,
た気がせぬ
I guess I just won't feel like starting.
The first move was mine.
行くぜ、ベアト。
Here I go, Beto.
副将要求。
Yeah, repeat it.
この島には18人しか
On
い
this
な
island,
い。
there's only 18 people.
こいつを赤で言われちまったら。
If I
俺は
hear you say this in red, I'll have to
疑わざるを
no choice but to suspect one of the 18. I won't say the 19th person did it, so all doors will be closed on me. However, I believe the culprit definitely isn't one of the 18. There's no way one of the 18 could commit such brutal murders. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Repeat it. On this island, there are only 18 people.
I'll say it again.
拒否する
I refuse.
理由は明かさない
I won't say why.
Phew. I've avoided what would have been the worst threat for me. If she repeated that, I'd be faced with the two worst choices of accepting that a witch or suspecting one of the 18. Like last time, all over again. But Beato hadn't proclaimed my ultimate and greatest weakness in red. She refused to repeat it, even though there was no reason for her not to strike, even though it was a weakness she should have been drooling at. She hadn't sliced me up with the red using that move, which should have been as good as forking a rook to the king. This was a big sign of my advantage. That's right. The culprit isn't one of the 18. I won't suspect anyone. And since the culprit
It is
isn't a
one of
witch
the
either,
18.
it means a 19th person exists on the island. And
But the
that's
thing
you.
is-
A person who, as grandfather's mistress of 30 years, has been secretly living in a hidden mansion in the forest a long, long time. That human Beatrice.
Okay. But I feel like she didn't do it because then she would have to admit that it wasn't a witch and it was just a human girl.
True. True. That's probably the reason.
Yeah. That's right. You aren't a witch or anything like it. You're just a
he-
human who's been living on this island for You think?
Okay, I was gonna
fuck
say.
You think she's fucking hiding on this island? Why would she be fucking hiding in the island?
I was gonna say,
feel
is
like
he
it's more
stupid
likely she's
to...
dead.
Yeah, the reason why she won't say it is not because there's not more than 18. It's because she just want to prove that it's not a witch doing it.
Yeah, it's obvious because she doesn't want to break the illusion that there is she's like fucking, I don't know, she's a fucking human. I'm flabbergasted. It's okay.
1000年を経た無限の魔女の藁
Did you just call me the endless witch who with 1,000 years a human?
For a while, Beatrice continued to laugh unpleasantly and gloatingly, or maybe spitefully.
いいか。続けて副将要求。
Are you ready? I'll keep going. Again, repeat it.
この島には19人以上がいる。
There are 19 people or more on this island.
Beatrice fell silent once again. She'd probably remain extremely cautious as long as confirming the number of humans on this island might give her some disadvantage, depending on the situation. The red had already become a foothold in my counterattacks. Now that we know this, the only red risky for the witch. But she couldn't repeat this. Her Hempel's Raven wouldn't be effective. To break my devil's proof, she would need to settle on the existence and number of people outside of 18 in red. That's right. She couldn't break the existence of a 19th person unless she used red. I closed Beto in. giving her no choice but to speak in red. That really is. How are we not done with this? I'll wait to fight. I'll win in the Witches game.
拒してもいいんだぜ。
How are we not done with this, bro? It's okay to refuse.
お前が赤で言えないんだ。
If you can't say that in red, that means there's a total 18 plus X people. No. Why do the characters always try to come up with like 50-50 situations? Where like that's the
I've made food for almost an hour and we are still here. Yeah, this shit is Lily's. We talked about cookies for like 20 minutes. Not even us, like the game talked about cookies for 20 minutes.
The thing is, like, I wouldn't be so pissed off at this game right now if it would, like, if there was, like, a good argument. But the thing is, the arguments they present they use fancy words, but it's the same thing, and it's basically in summary, you're right, I'm wrong, you're right, because I said so. And it's always the same argument. It always goes back to, I think, it's like,
You can't prove
they
I'm
don't
wrong.
even present evidence. It's always, you can't prove I'm wrong.
If I'm not wrong, then I don't know. I'm right then.
I think the worst part is just like Battler just refuses to believe.
この X は初手で許すには相当
This game wants to be Ace Attorney so bad. True. It probably came out before Ace Attorney. Relax, I was gone for an hour. Yeah, we're still here. Don't worry. How is nobody dead? Go ahead. Read your
The thing
line.
is, this is revered as the best visual novel ever, and same person who made Higurashi, and people will always go on about how this is like the best visual novel.
I'm
that's
so
ever seen.
confused. I thought there would be choices in this game. Like I swear I thought I saw like somewhere where I can click stuff, but I guess this is just linear. Like I thought I would be solving mysteries.
Most visual novels I feel like are linear though.
Not my
like, most
goats.
visual I like linear visual novels because I don't really like spending the effort doing all different fucking like endings and stuff.
Hmm.
So, cause like, you know, Hashihime, Old Book Town is a really good visual novel and it's pretty linear. The only choices you make are just like, basically like, so you can go on different routes. But, and Lamento barely has any choices too. I prefer linear visual novels. The only issue with this visual novel though is they'll repeat the same stuff over and over again, and I think I'm getting tired.
Let's get through this. Somebody has to die tonight. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know. I feel like you're not gonna be able to see someone die before you gotta go to work. That X is pretty massive piece of your lose on your first move, right? After all, from now on, all of the tricks that were possible for the 18 can be explained with a human X who isn't part of the group. And this huge piece can break open all the rooms you said were closed because everyone had an alibi.
I would not work translating on this game even if I was paid 100k. When you think about it though, it's not that bad because you're just retranslating the same sentences over and over because they just repeat each other.
I honestly don't think translating this game would be that bad. It would just probably fucking take a long time.
It would be so boring.
Probably take like a couple years, not gonna lie. Cause like I translated BL and that typically took me like they
The
expect me to do
backbone
like
of
a
this
chapter
community.
in like 4 days, bro. Yeah, I used to translate BL, right? And they expected me to fucking translate in 4 days. Like some of them, some groups expected me to translate in 4 days. Other groups like were kind enough to give me a month. But like it takes a long time and a lot of hours to like get a good translation. And it's cause like there's so much like different nuance when it comes to like visual novels. But I'd do it for 10k because it's money and I'm I need money. Because that's the point of this visual novel. They all want money. And they all suck.
It was just like how a chess bishop can cut through a line, cut a thin line through the enemy forces as long as there's a slight gap. It could be effectively used on squares of the same color, but it was very good at controlling territory on the board. It looked like Beata also noticed her current plight. She couldn't just let out such an important piece go, especially this close to the beginning of the game. If she pulled out the red treasure sword, it wouldn't be that difficult to save herself from this, but Beata was completely aware that that's what I was expecting. She was afraid that a careless red truth might end up strangling her own neck. Because in the first place, a witch is something that ought to be denied in red. Believe it. Don't doubt. Witches don't exist. Something like that couldn't exist in this world. They could only exist in the valleys between truths. They have a fragile existence curled up in these cracks, frantically trying to protect themselves from the brutal winds of the truth, and they can only exist like a mirage by surviving on falsehoods and illusions. That was a nice imagery. In other words, the red in which only witches can use in this reality that might easily deny their very being, and the more they brandish their red words, they can begin to lose bit by bit that crack in the truth inside which they can endure. That's why they don't want to use red words that carelessly lose that crack in truth, which is based on fuzzy information, or illusions in other words, like a mirage. Why are we just cycling back to the same fucking thing? We just talked about this. That's because they understand that they're gradually being I just clicked off my fucking cornered. Of course that bastard will never admit it, because if she did, it'd be the same as admitting that she's something that can exist in the world, like an imaginary number. Don't be afraid. Stay strong. I know that she's the one who's really been pierced to the bone. After all, her red treasure sword can't be used without a lot of preparation. It's not done. I'll say it again, he says.
Oh my...
Like, what's the point, Battler? You said it 2 times already.
These...
Beatrice needs to kill him.
Dude, I keep screaming and like my mic ends up like cutting. There are 19 people or more on this island. Bro, it's obvious that it's one of the reason why she's not fucking saying it, because if she says, "Oh, it's one of the 18 people," then obviously it's gonna be one of the 18 people he's gonna suspect, and he's gonna figure out it's one of the 18 people, and that she doesn't fucking exist. And I don't know why we're in this world, but it's just because he's fucking like delusional. Like we're looking from the perspective of like a fucking storyteller, I guess, and like it's so. This is why people say Umineko's complicated. I don't know if it's complicated right now. At least it doesn't feel complicated or multi-layered right now. I just feel like it's I don't know. It's I don't fucking know.
Snorlax, I will not be doing that. That does not happen here.
What did they say?
I don't even want to read it.
No, you should read it.
I'll just screenshot it. I don't want a clip of me saying that. Not even for all the money in the world would I do that.
Oh, someone's calling me.
Oh. Bro just left me. Today's Wordle was so hard, I forgot what it was. Give me the bathwater? That's a little bit more negotiable. That's not the weirdest thing to do. I would still never do that. But if somebody takes my DNA and clones me, I don't want that out there. While he BRBs, I'm gonna BRB because I kind of gotta pee. And I should check on my dog to see if she wants to pee too. So I will be right back. You can listen to just epic background music, I guess. And I'll run an ad if I can. I can't because an ad ran recently. Oh well. BRB. What up? What up? I'm back. You here? Uh oh. Is bro not back? Well, in the interest of time, hey, why is my thing? Okay, there we go. I was like, why is my screen not coming back? I brought my dog with me because she was all alone downstairs. Hello, Snorlax. I brought my dog up here. I didn't want to leave her downstairs all alone. So now she's chilling here. In the interest of time, because I don't know when my friend is going back, I will just continue and I'll summarize. Okay.
I was here the whole time. The issue is my mom was just my mom walked in.
Okay.
Basically. Yeah.
I will never lose my father in the store again. Back. You lost your dad in the store. Or is that me? Because I'm Papa June apparently.
Why are you Papa June?
I don't know. Am I
You're
old?
more like, well, yeah, but
I'm more like what?
you're like 50.
What? I'm young. I get younger by the day.
That's what old people say.
I'm young. I'm only 25.
Yeah. One thing that scared me is like someone talked to their grandpa one time and then their grandpa was like, yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm still 30 something and I'm sitting there, but they're like 70 something, and that scared me. But you're like that.
I will never get old. I'll always have the premium gamer. Who's the other person? The other person is my friend Union. He's been reading Umineko with me for months now.
We used to play Marvel Rivals, but then he abandoned me for other people.
We used to play Marvel Rivals, and then you had to play in 20 FPS.
Okay, and then I fixed it, but then you played with other people because you already abandoned me after a week.
I have my other alt accounts. Oh, Femboy
Yeah, but
Reel.
it doesn't, huh?
I was reading his chat. June, I saw a Femboy Reel and legit thought of you. Bro, I need Femboy so bad. I mean, we could play like a couple. I mean, have you updated it? Is it updated?
I deleted it because I just assumed you'd never play.
Oh
with me
my
ever again.
goodness, this guy.
You literally, you low
We always
like,
talked about playing it again.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago. and
Well,
I
you were
lost
busy
hope.
with school, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I guess.
But now that you're not
This is-
busy with school,
Excuses.
like Umineko is just convenient because you can technically draw while doing it. You know, but if we play Marvel Rivals, then you can't draw.
See, he only sees me as a vessel of art, and
I'm going to
As-
pay you.
he sees me as a vessel.
You
of
are
art
getting
and
paid for
tag.
this.
Yeah.
I'm Silver. We can play Marvel Rivals. Relax. You gotta. I mean, quick play is possible, but if you're trying to rank with the big dogs, you gotta climb to Celestial.
I got to. I
Got the
remember
gym.
when we grind.
That was with 20 FPS.
Yeah, that was with 20 FPS. When we used to play before you abandoned me.
Just think of how far we could climb with 60 FPS.
That's true.
I mean, you're more than welcome to join me and my friends on our on my alt account. I'll help you get back up there
Okay.
once you finish the
Alright.
drawing.
Oh, okay. So next, it'll. I guess we're never gonna have.
No, you just have to finish the drawing. It's like if we just keep playing, then you'll never get time to do it. Because if I ask you want to Marvel, you'll say yes. You won't be like, nah, I gotta work on your drawing.
I'm getting manipulated.
See, it's all about time management.
That's why you scroll on Twitter when you're on your job.
Yep, because I'm doing both things. You see emotes, you legit need them. You could probably find an artist and like give them $20 or something. Like there's a lot of people who just want to start out.
Or you can commission me for $400.
True. Or you can get the Wagyu steak for $9 billion.
Yeah. The thing is, with a lot of artists who start out doing VTuber models, I think a lot of them, because they're less experienced, you're gonna get less what do you call it, assets, and also probably less like the rigs. Sometimes they aren't cut the best, so especially if it's an artist starting out, so sometimes it's nicer to save up for
And just get a really good one.
get a really good artist, yeah, because you're probably gonna switch through a lot of models, or if you just go for cheap sometimes. Or sometimes like the art quality can be good, but that you'll have to go back and forth between rigger and the artist over and over if it's not cut properly. So I advise to just save up and spend on a better artist. Or at least a more experienced artist.
Florida scored. What is this sport for? I'm not up to date on any sports.
You like sports?
Nope. Me, sports, never. Not my
I
thing.
don't know anything about sports.
There's too much lore. Like One Piece. Why would I get into sports now? I've missed 50 years of it.
Yeah, start when you're young like me. I remember watching One Piece as a kid because my dad
Yeah.
showed me it. I was like, I
Watching
love
hockey.
anime.
I didn't know hockey players existed in Florida. I thought it was just a Michigan thing and Canada.
I don't know anything about sports.
Okay, let's continue.
教室
I'm gonna cry, Beatrice. Okay.
At the end of Beato's worrying, she took a single deep breath and quietly announced her refusal. I thought she'd use it. But Beato refused to speak and read, even though it would cost her the victory in the opening part of the game.
拒否したな。
You
という
refused?
ことは今後
Which means from now on,
俺は18人以外の架空人物 X
I can create as many fictional characters X outside of 18 as I want.
好きにするがよ
Do as you wish.
わらわはそな
I
た
can't even do
の
voices for
希望
them.
を
I'm so exhausted. Do as you wish. I have refused to repeat what you have told me.
今はそれで十分である
Isn't that enough for now? Yes.
So like that's an item in Terraria actually. That exists in Terraria. However, there's no price because I would never do that.
拒否の理由は
The reason for my refusal is
いずれすぐにわかる
anyway. You'll
Can
know
we just
soon
end the
enough.
scene? Can we just get out of here?
もったいぶ嫌がってよ
Yes, just get out of here.
あえて使わぬ赤もまた新しい使い方
This is like when you remain silent while you're being arrested. Like, doesn't mean you're guilty.
It's just you don't want to incriminate yourself.
Which is what she's doing. She's not trying to incriminate herself.
そなたは赤き宝刀と呼んだ
Honestly, it's smarter what Battler does. Choosing not to use red is another way of using it. You call this red my treasured sword.
愉快な例え
My pleasant metaphor.
Is there a fiber supplement as an ad? Hey man, gamers need to eat their fiber. Or they're
They
so
don't.
stressed out. They can't take a shit.
Honestly, I feel like gamers just eat processed food all the time. I need some fiber, bro. I need fiber, bro. I feel like I don't need enough. You called. I will use it too. A treasure sword is at its best when it's sheathed. In fact, there are times I can instill even more fear because it is sheathed.
You need fiber when you have June? I don't. Do I provide fiber? Am I a fiber supplement, guys?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Does that mean you make people shit their pants?
I make you guys digest food. I'm a little enzyme or something.
Every time Jin Sueño talks to me, I want to shit myself.
It's a fucking thing from Dragon Ball. Remember that from the season 1 where Bulma casts a curse on the fucking pig, and anytime she calls him like piggy or something, he has to take a shit.
そうだな。俺はお前がいつ赤でひっくり返してくるか常に念頭に置いて戦わなければならない。
Did I ever hear the prison story where a guy went so far in there was a dick imprint in his poop? This is why you should never. This is why I'll never.
That is a lot of information that I just processed in my brain right there.
You don't sound scary. Like, how do you know it's clean? You know what I mean?
Yourself.
You have to bidet it?
You douche yourself.
Douche?
Yeah, you douche it.
What does that mean? I thought that just meant like shower.
No. There's like a thing called a douche and you use it to wash your ass.
I've never heard of this. Oh, okay. Abby's so silly.
It's not like I have experience, I just watch it a lot, like, yeah.
I think it's cause like in French, like a douche is a shower. Hey Siri. How do you say shower in French?
Showering.
Oh, it is the word. See, I knew it. See? See, Lilies? Remember, I told you I took a semester of French. Don't let... That class was worth it. I remembered one word at least. You're French? Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Sorry for your loss.
Let's get this scene over with. Can we get the fuck out of here?
I've been trying to, bro. That's right, as I fight, I will keep the mind up of you might spin everything around in breadboards to some pressure. There is also times you may pretty tough, but please repeat after me. Those times I cannot tell if you repeat my message against me right. You're misleading me to flounder about.
You want to skip button? I could just clip a whole bunch.
Or if you could have misleading me to flounder about it,
you know how like there's like Reddit threads about like what episodes are filler in like One Piece or whatever, and like they've released like an edited footage version of cutting out all of the filler in every episode. They should do that for Umineko. Somebody should mod this game and cut out all the fucking redundant dialogue. Please. And there's such a scheme.
Redundant dialogue is like...
my original fucking... You're ruining the original vision. No, the original visions. There's such a scam. I've never used a dating app in my life. It's
I've never
scary.
used a dating app.
It's scary. My true love does not live in my town. I'll tell you that much. Unless it's like a femboy that just happens to be in my town that I've never seen my entire life somehow. It would be like 10 hours. It would be a 10-hour game.
Honestly, okay. Think about it. The sheep treasure sword. So what? I'm gonna push you off the cliff anyways because it's a bit higher. The thing is, Umineko has some good moments. It's just the good moments are overshadowed by all the dialogue of this freaking filler stuff. So what? I'm gonna push you up the cliff. This was a bit higher. We've still barely begun.
I mean, these
Really
battler
good.
Beatrice C's are the fucking worst in the game. Like, I hate them because they're always all super fucking long.
They're always long, and I always feel like they repeated information like that was common sense. Is why I don't really like it. But at the same time, lots of people do like it. Maybe it's just a matter of perspective.
Yeah, I feel like bickering back and forth for half an hour. It might be interesting.
Like,
Dude, invest in a femboy themed food truck, bro. If they make femboy hooters a thing, I would go at least once a week. Oh my god,
what does one draw a dress, bro?
I almost drooled.
I'm sweating. It's really desperate.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. My mouth was open and I almost drooled.
Being a femboy is not for the weak. Unfortunately. I'll resign from this challenge. Go and get drunk on your faint victory now. Only for now. Thing is, I feel like I register more as a woman than a femboy.
Really?
Yeah,
This is interesting.
because my voice is too high.
Do you not like
Okay.
being called a femboy?
I like being called a femboy.
Okay.
It's just that no one sees me as a boy.
Alright, bro. I'll say bro
Oh.
every sentence. That won't be
Alright,
annoying.
bro. It won't be annoying. It's cause like everyone gets disappointed once they hear my voice. It's like, aw.
In what way?
Aw.
Do they want it to be deeper?
They want it to probably, yeah, probably. They probably want like it to be less female. I think
See,
the
I'm like the
attraction of-
opposite. I
you
want the voice
a
to sound like
man.
Rosada. Nice and high pitch. Who's the film what my friend
but-
is?
But the thing is like, though, is like, I like posted a video of myself, I remember, without any tags on TikTok, right? And immediately people get really weird.
I think you showed me something like that.
Yeah, some person like immediately was like, I don't know, like the first thing they see, like whenever they see a femboy, is like they think with their dicks, right? So the first thing they talk about is like how much they want to fuck you, or something.
Hmm.
And like it's like very it's kind of
That's
jarring. I
strange.
mean, it's kind of strange because like I guess like femboys, yeah, are like pretty, I don't know, sexualized or whatever, but it's like it was kind of overwhelming, because most of the comments, they were positive comments, but it was mainly like it was kind of weird, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even I kind of feel
'Cause-
that way, like virtually. Like, even though I don't
Yeah.
show my face ever, and I get when words are said to me, I'm like, whoa, good, slow down a little bit.
Cause yeah, cause like it's not like I don't mind like positive comments. It's just like
I just like it when it's
Oh.
nice and like kind and pure and not super sexual.
yeah, because like cause it's like I don't know. It's like
Yeah, I know
like,
Snorlax is joking. That's why I don't really care. But when people are like very serious,
people-
it makes me uncomfortable.
yeah, it does. Cause like it's obvious. I don't know how I feel like being seen in a sexual way, like from a stranger. That's like
All right, now
also I
we're doing our every Umineko stream where we just have a serious conversation in the middle of it.
Because it takes so long, and the thing is, I can't even process my thoughts right now. I'm just like very overstimulated from having to read and then also having to think. I'm really bad at processing things. I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but I
I
feel like
yeah.
I feel- oh, sorry, continue.
I
Like
was just gonna
just
read
cut
this.
me.
No. Go ahead.
No, continue. It's
No, you're gonna
okay.
forget. Go ahead.
I don't. I already forgot.
I
That's why I'm
already
telling you to
forgot.
continue. It's
Well, you
kind
were
of
just saying
okay.
you can't process stuff in the game right now.
Well, I'm just autistic. Yeah. That is that a fair statement? Is that a fair statement? I can't remember things well,
He
and I can't
forgot.
process information well, so I forget things whenever I have to do multiple things at once. My brain can't like handle it, so I can't retain the information. And I know that was not what I was gonna say. But I'm thinking I don't remember what we were talking about, to be honest.
I get called a fat ass on stream. Maybe I should become a femboy, an autistic femboy. I am one of those things, I guess. Well, I mean, you want to be one, you can.
You
There's
can
nothing
be an
stopping you.
autistic. Nothing's wrong with being an autistic
Yeah,
femboy.
who would ever be one of those?
Oh. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? People might not accept you outside of that, but you know, I believe in you.
What's the difference between a femboy and trans? Well, I think I should pass this question over to somebody
Oh,
more
okay.
knowledgeable.
So the difference between so the thing is like there's like a thing called gender identity, right?
Okay.
So
See, I
trans
would have said that,
women,
by the way.
yeah, the thing is like trans women want to be women while femboys want to be men. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like okay, so the biggest difference is like cross-dressing is different from being trans because being transgender is like transitioning to like a different gender. Well,
But it wouldn't be
um
cross-dressing. It would just be wearing feminine clothing as a woman.
yeah, as a woman. It's like the difference between wearing feminine clothing as a woman and feminine clothing as a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a femboy is basically like a guy wearing girl clothes, while a trans woman is just a woman wearing female clothes. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
basically trans women don't want to
It's just how
be
you see
treated
yourself.
differently. Yeah. Trans women do not want to be treated differently as cis women or women who were born women. They just want to be seen as equal to women who were born women. Um while a femboy don't want to be woman, they just want to wear cute clothing. Yeah. That's like the biggest difference. So femboys typically don't have any dysphoria or euphoria as being seen as women. Like they typically like they just like cute clothes. It's kind of like how when girls there's like a lot of tomboys out there, right? A lot of girls like being more masculine or more masculine looking,
But they don't
but
want
they
to be a
don't
boy.
yeah, they don't want to be a boy. They still like wearing like lots of girls who like skateboard or like wear like more like baggy clothing and like have shorter hair. Lots of them don't want to be seen as men because they are wearing more quote unquote masculine things. They just or do more masculine
Mm,
traits. They just want to be seen as girls. So it's like that's the difference, if that makes sense. So
that makes sense.
yeah.
I would have said the same thing, word for word. I just didn't want to
No, it's fine.
be
I feel
ignorant
like
by accident.
the concept I feel like is really easy to understand, but the hardest part is just like cuz like the thing is like people don't typically think like gender and then like what do you call it? Actions like feminine actions, masculine actions are that separate from each other. What's it called? Like gender social constructs are that different from each other. Like people when they think of like a woman, they think of people who wear like more traditionally feminine things, and when you think of man, you think of people who do more traditionally masculine things. They don't really separate the gender and the clothing apart. But when it comes to like trans people and people who often cross-dress and stuff, they get confused together because typically you associate the clothing with the gender, which is very difficult to wrap your head around, especially if you haven't been around that much people who are trans or femboys. Like, I am a femboy because I identify as a guy who wears feminine clothing. It's so
It's
like
just who
I
you
could
are.
yeah, I can have a wanger and not feel insecure about my wanger. With a lot of trans women, they don't want to be thought, lots of them either don't want to have a wanger, or a lot of them don't really identify with their wanger. Like, they're
Speaking of
some of
that,
them, yeah, some of them like some of them don't have surgery to remove their wanger, but they still don't identify with the wanger.
girl
I don't know
cock
if that
has messed my brain up. I mean, I was reading a message by the way, but I mean, you know,
yeah,
people have that.
yeah, people have that.
I mean, can you make me a happy pride Snorlax? I don't know if I would have time. I can try. If I do make one, I'll let you know. I'm running out of artists. I mean, like, my art isn't like, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to do. I don't know what like you're envisioning here, like a full body Snorlax like holding a flag, or like, is this an emote? Is this like just a drawing?
If you commission me $5, I'll do it.
Yeah, if you commission my friend Jun Sueño sub, so I get the $5. A Snorlax holding a flag would be an emote. That wouldn't be hard. That would be pretty. That would be like a 10-minute job.
You ever just play with slime and then
Bro is a slime fanatic.
I know, I got slime again, and it's been like many years
Oh,
since I've last played with slime.
I have an idea. So Snorlax, if you want to do that, Snorlax, you can just gift me a sub, and then I'll pay him $5. That'll even it out, so we don't have to go through the PayPal trouble. I didn't mean anything big. I've just been watching a lot of femboy porn. You know, it's fine to experiment with your sexuality a little bit. We've all watched a little dick sucking before. Okay, I'm just saying stuff for fun. We've all dabbled in a little. I'm kidding.
I've never seen femboy porn before.
You haven't looked it up out of curiosity?
No. I'm not attracted to femboys.
I am.
Or porn. I like yaoi, but it's not because I like the porn of it. I just like seeing guys. I just
It's
like
just art.
I just like seeing guys in a relationship.
It's a
Because I'm gay.
If you look like Rosado, you gotta let me know right now. Ouch. Anyways, let's finish this scene. Practically speaking, the early part of the game ended with her being a sore loser. Even so, I couldn't relax my guard at all. That tension didn't fade one bit until I was greeted by the sound of Renove's applause. Spectacular, Battler Sama. Perhaps you have started this game with the advantageous development.
Who knows? I still don't know whether I have taken my pace by the move, or whether she's got enemy taking it. After all, I know you. So sick and tired. You probably know I'm being led into a trap and that clapping is just openly mocking me, right?
Oh, could you think that? I am innocently celebrating your ability, which has enabled you to take on one shot at Milady, even though it is only the first round.
Why do you even exist?
And in any event, Milady is a person who is quick to become arrogant. I believe that a little encouragement such as this can be a good medicine every once in a while.
This butler, you sure has a vicious tongue.
His tongue game crazy.
であろう
He does, doesn't
たま
he?
に笑わでもカ
He
チンとく
sometimes
るぞ
ticks me off as well.
I can pay you tomorrow. I'll get paid tomorrow. All right, Union. If you want $5, you can draw a Snorlax emote holding a flag, holding a pride
Okay.
flag.
I would love $5.
Ow, 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 ow. My, how incredibly rude of me. I feel like I'm slowly getting better with his voice. Well then, milady, Battler-sama, how would you like some more black tea? It helps if I do hand movements when I do this voice.
I feel like I've given up on voicing these characters. I've been freaking voicing them for so long. I'm so sick and tired of the scene.
You want to support the... You want to show that you support Pride. Damn, maybe I should have a Pride emote.
No, you're a walking pride flag yourself.
Yay. I'm kind of a little gay, guys. I don't know, like this is a secret between all of us here, but like I'm a little bit gay.
So,
It's a secret.
it's a very well-known secret.
I mean, I understand everything, but as long as you earn it, yep, exactly. As long as it's hurting nobody, it's fine. The only thing I have, like, I will Kingston, in a way of like, just don't tell me about it. Like, you could do what you want. I just don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because like, there are some
Especially I
people
know
who are
your
like
kids.
really proud of their, like, if it's a normal kink, like, I like being choked. Okay. Like, I don't really care. But if
If
it's
it's a
some
normal
freaky
kink, like,
stuff
how
that still doesn't hurt
normal.
anybody, but it's really freaky, like, I just don't understand. Some people are really like
I
proud
feel
about
like
it.
though that's not even a pride thing. I think
No,
that's
I wasn't
just
talking
like
about pride. I was just talking about kinks in general.
yeah, like for example, you told me what one of your kinks are. And
But that's not the weirdest thing, though. That's kind of normal. Who doesn't like that?
I don't fucking know.
That's a pretty normal one. That's pretty normal, I would say.
I guess.
ABDL. I don't know what that stands for. I mean, I'm just saying that's pretty normal. I mean, it's basically just femboy associated. Adult baby like, okay. If somebody's into that, I don't care. They can do it. Like, I don't want to see it because it's kind of strange. I just like, I don't understand. Like, some people are just so proud about it. Like, it's one thing to have like an account dedicated to it because like then you're just in your own circle. But it's like weird when
Then
like
why are
it's
you
like an
posting on
artist or
Main?
something, and yeah, like on main, like why he's doing this on main, bro? What? Like if they want to
I
do
have-
that, that's fine. I just don't want to know about it.
I have a kink for a long-lasting relationship and romance and the long-lasting relationship with a lot of hugs and hand holding. That is my kink, and I unabashedly show that on my art account.
Snorlax likes pegging. I would never.
So
That's something I can't do. I'm very yeah. Can't say I relate. I may be gay, but pegging is something I don't want to do.
I may be gay, but I'm not the one. I'm not that type of person.
My.
I don't really think about sexual things that much, to be honest.
My, how incredibly rude of me. Well then, milady, Battler-sama, how would you like some more black tea? The game has barely begun. Please allow me to prepare all the tea and snacks needed to adorn this game. I ask that you continue your game without any reservations. Alright, good luck with that, Snorlax. Hope you get what you want. Guys, it's gonna start, guys. It's finally gonna start. We can leave the room. Go, Battler. Read your line. Union? Bello. How was work today? Searching for your insert. Oh, I had a... I mean, it was just kind of work, but I had to leave early. Because I had to go to a doctor's appointment. And then after that, I had to go to my haircut appointment. And then I had to drive home. So it was quite the busy drive. Yeah, you're back.
I went to get my sandwich.
Yummy, yummy. I'm hungry. I had, what kind of sandwich you got? Before you forget.
I don't know. Let's see. There's potato. No, tomato. And pickle and onion and
Where's the meat? Okay. We got a salad and bread.
I mean, it's not that bad. I eat food,
Yummy, yummy.
and this first time I eat food in the day because I immediately started calling and with you when I woke up.
We had to work. Yeah, today what I ate was I had a yogurt, a granola bar, and then a few chips, tortilla chips with some salsa, and a burrito. Now that I look back at it, I did not eat a lot today.
That's not a lot.
Yeah.
Kidding. I just have a very low. I'm 4'11".
Yeah.
5 foot actually,
Bro needs
so
500 calories daily only.
I don't. If I eat too much, my stomach
My
tries to kill
tummy
me,
hurt.
which I'm very jealous of people who have a high calorie maintenance.
Yeah, I would love to be able to eat more food and eat more yummy food.
My calorie maintenance is like 1200.
1200.
Yeah.
12,000. Okay.
I'm really bad at like counting.
It is
That's
kind of
also another
confusing.
because people say 100 all the time, but I always used to say 1,200. And
That's like a
whenever they
mouthful.
said, yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't know how to count. I'm
It is
stupid.
12 100s.
It's just really hard for me to wrap my mind around.
I eat a maximum of 1800 calories a day. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so my plan, I was really tight for time. Okay, so here's the problem. One, the Wi-Fi at my doctor's place is horrible. Not Wi-Fi. The data is horrible, so I can't even access anything. So I couldn't really... I was trying to look at places to eat beforehand, but I couldn't find anything. And then after, I was just sitting in my car, and I was like trying to navigate, and I was looking at places nearby. My biggest problem is that all of the places nearby at that place are restaurants. And unfortunately, I mean, a lot of them close from lunch and then reopen for dinner, which sucks. And then the ones that don't offer food, okay, so there was like Raising Cane's, but I hate Raising Cane's, all right? I've given them two chances to impress me, and both times it's just fucking mid. So like I was looking at other options, and the only other places open were like not very healthy. Like some of those meals, which I thought looked pretty small and wouldn't even fill me up, were somehow like 1800 calories. I'm like, how is this possible? How is this a day's worth of calories? And it looks like I could eat like 3 servings of this. So I was like, okay, fucking, there's a burrito place here. I can get a burrito. That's totally not going to be over the amount. That burrito was probably like, it was a good burrito, but it felt like half the size of a normal burrito at like any other place. And I paid like 15 bucks for it. So I'm kind of really hungry. Because I thought my haircut was at 5 p.m. It was at 5:30, so I had more time than I thought I did. So I was like in a rush. I could have probably looked for another place, but I was like, I'm wasting time. Like I gotta eat something now. Could have driven to my haircut place and then got food around there instead. God fucking damn it, man. How the hell is Metallica voted the greatest heavy metal band in history? It was Forbes. Oh. You know, you can never trust any other person's opinion. Just like how people think Umineko is the greatest visual novel ever made. Yeah, I'm super hungry, but unfortunately it's 9 p.m. so I can't really eat anything. Uh, you want me to read for you while you eat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's move forward. Now this is where it really starts. Very well. Let's advance that clock. Renove, black tea, please. Certainly. How about a cookie? I don't need one. Give it to Beelzebub and keep her happy. Remain silent for now. While listening to the sound of the demon butler pouring tea, the witch closed her eyes slightly and fell silent. For some time she was deeply lost in thought, but eventually a roguish glint came to her eyes. Very well. Why don't I inform you now as to why I refused to speak in red during the first move? What? Bring it on. Show me what you've got. Yes, that piece really was big enough that I'd hate to lose it. It may be hasty, but allow me to make my move. I won't use the red, but from here on, Rosa will explain on my behalf. Listen. What? We escaped. We escaped, guys. We're not trapped in the fucking dimensional hell.
Oh my god.
Back to the island. What Rosa's gonna explain? Rosa's been pretty silent so far. Of course, I think the same way. Rosa does too, right? Rosa? Sorry. Me too. I think that too. What's wrong, Rosa-san? You've been really quiet for a while now. Are you feeling sick? From the beginning, Rosa had never been one to cut in on the siblings' fights. But even so, she seemed unmotivated, and had said almost nothing during the night's conference. The whole time she had hung her head and appeared to be thinking of something else. You seem to be in a daze for a while now. Do you think you can protect the inheritance like that? You're also the mother of a child, so get a stronger hold of yourself. I'm using my chapstick as like the fan that Ava's holding, and I'm just using it to point as I talk.
Just use your fingers and then just like fan yourself.
I'm sorry. Did you wake up really early in the morning? If you feel sick, you shouldn't overdo it. The beds in our guest house have been prepared. How about taking a rest? I will guide you. No, I'm fine, thank you. When is it? Is there something you're worrying about? No, not really. Is that so? I feel like your mind has been elsewhere this whole time. Was she thinking the conversation between Battler and Beatrice? I wonder if that has anything to do with what we've been talking about. At those words, everyone stared at Rosa together. As if in response, Rosa's shoulders quivered. Apparently Kyrie's guess hadn't been wrong. Rosa couldn't deny it anymore. No, She swallowed whatever she'd been trying to say and went silent again. Of course, the other siblings had began to realize that something about her appearance was different from usual. What is it? It's been weird for a while. Did you think of something? We all just swore to remain united, didn't we? And don't hold back worrying by yourself. We should all talk. Rosa, tell us. The men pressed her one after another, and Rosa confessed resigned and nervously. The atmosphere made it seem as though she was confessing to some modest prank, which had inadvertently brought some serious tone. Situation. No, this mistress of grandfather's, this Beatrice. I was wondering if she's still alive. Isn't it obvious that she's alive? After all, she was able to send that letter to us. Whether she's in good health or not is a totally different story, though. The woman in that portrait must be getting up in her age by now. I'd say she's healthy. The people who are crafty when it comes to money stay healthy no matter how old they get. Her evil plan might even be the best rejuvenating agent. So she shouldn't be alive. What did you say? Beatrice is dead. I killed her. Wait, what? I was just saying that. What? Okay. Okay, something. So we had to sit through 2.5 hours of bullshit for something interesting to happen?
Yeah.
What did you say? What do you mean by this, Rosa? It wasn't really me who killed her. Though I did bring her to a place like that. No, I did kill her after all. I tried to make myself believe it was a dream. But it wasn't really a dream, was it? Which makes this a letter from Beatrice's Okay, are we really gonna go there? Obviously not. It's obviously somebody else sitting on her behalf then. It was so sudden that everyone was lost for words. Rosa kept talking, unable to stop, holding her head as her hair flew all about. Calm yourself, Rosa-san. I have no idea what's going on. Already dead? What do you mean? I think it means two things. First, its literal meaning, and second, it backs up our earlier guess. Which means Rosa has met with Beatrice, right? I have never heard of Rosa mentioning anything like this. Rosa, when was it? When could you have possibly met Beatrice? Long ago. Long ago. We had just moved onto the island and I was still young. It wasn't my fault. It's not like I killed her. Nah. His voice every time. Nobody's blaming you for anything, right? That's how I talk to Abby. First drink some water, okay? Natsuhi-san, the pitcher, please. Yes. Here you go, Rosa-san. Please, calm yourself. Give her the whole pitcher. Until Rosa was able to calm her ragged breathing, no one was able to speak a word. And the scene ended.
Bruh.
Now I can't stop. You gotta figure out what's going on here. Something interesting happened. It's gonna cut to the fucking kids, aren't they?
Yeah.
I better not see George's face when the fucking screen comes back.
Please be a flashback. Okay.
Better see June's face. You can see my face right here. Beatrice. I've been calling to you for some time now. Did you not hear me? I'm out of water and doing all these voices is starting to put a strain on me. Where are you? Hi, apologies. I was lost in thought. Forgive me. Weather is pleasant. Yes, I can understand how the weather has stolen your heart. Will you have your black tea here? Who am I? Sucks more than the last one. Like this is a cult. This is acclaimed, critically acclaimed visual novel. This is as good as it gets according to the masses. You want Darumi? Darumi. I do want to play 100 line. Now that's a good game. I will bring some tea now. Wait here for a while. Forget about the tea. Talk with me. This isn't the flashback I was expecting. Very well. Also, what was a flashback too? He looks old as fuck still. Kinzo had used the excuse of getting a black tea. Huh?
I don't know, maybe he had a daughter with the original pictures.
To try and interpret the conversation for the time being. But his attempt had been very transparent. I sat in the garden chair and beckoned Kinzo to do the same. Kinzo sat down heavily, exaggerating his age. For a while, we sat and appreciated the silence. Who am I? Until today, no one has answered this question. For some reason, everyone averts their gaze, and evades me. I've known you for a long time, and I think of you as my best friend, even as a father. That's why I want so much for you to tell me. You should know. Who am I? Maybe she's asking who's my father kind of question, not like an amnesia thing. Why are you worried about something like that? You are Beatrice, the master of this mansion, is that not so? What more could you want to know? I do not know. What's this? Don't you even understand what it is you want to know? How mysterious. In one's youth, there are times one wants to play in the maze of thought that has no exit. Perhaps that's what worries you. He just laughed as though it was a trivial matter. However, I couldn't help but feel that his behavior was another attempt to force me to stop any further questioning. So you won't tell me after all. There is nothing to tell. You are Beatrice. Isn't that more than enough? No, that's not it. What I wish to know is not my name. I want to know who am I? God damn it. Who I am. Who am I? What am I? How long have I been here? And how long will I continue my days here? I really should bring some black tea. Don't you think this is a waste of all this fine weather? Oh, thank God it was short. Oh, it's not. What's this all about? It looks like probably the story of your past, right? Something like that. You'd think I would go this far back. Looks like you had some pretty deep worries even then, wondering who you were. And that is to be expected. At this time, I was unable to understand who I was, or why I was alive. Well, in puberty, everyone's captured by those philosophical worries at least once, wondering what the meaning of their life is. Doesn't this just prove you had a charming period like that at one point? I've been in that mansion since the time of my birth, and I lived only inside the mansion. Of course, I went out into the garden, but the area of the mansion was surrounded by a very tall fence, and I was unable to leave through it. I was told severely that I mustn't leave. I could walk freely throughout the mansion and the garden, but outside of that, not once was my desire to take just one step outside of my own accord granted. What do you mean by that? Are you trying to say that, as far as back as you can remember, you were always a bird in a cage? And that's what I thought at the time. After all, as soon as I became aware I was living like that, I didn't even think to question it. Who in the world are you? That's it. Is what I also hope to know. I'm sure you'll say something like, I wasn't a human, I was a witch, right? No, that's not true. That isn't true yet. Or should I say, that was once the case. I was constructed by Kinzo, a human built by a human. No, perhaps I should call it a cage made of flesh. What the hell? This is getting weird. You probably won't believe it anyway, but listen first. I was a mighty witch who had lived for 1,000 years, but at one point I was summoned by Kinzo, and by that hidden art I was bound as his prisoner for eternity. Never heard of that before. From what we hear in the Ushirime family, you were summoned by grandfather, made something like a devil's contract with him, and gave him the gold. Indeed, that is correct. Then I was supposed to vanish until the contract was complete. But, well, popular women have it rough. As some turn of events, Kinzo fell in love with me. Grandfather's nearsightedness must have been pretty bad. With astigmatism too. He fell in love with you of all things. Well, to me, there could be nothing more bothersome. However, the power of humans is a frightening thing. He displayed that fearsome power and rooted me to this place. He said I wouldn't be freed until I nodded my head in agreement. Such an overbearing man. Isn't that awesome? Everyone knew grandfather was obsessed with the occult, but who would have guessed he had the power to root down the great witch Beatrice? Ridiculous. Who would believe such a weird story? As I thought, you don't believe. All I believe is the fact that you live in this hidden mansion in the middle of the forest. You are the 18th person of Rockinjima, right? Indeed, just as you imagined, this is deep within the forest of Rockinjima, a hidden mansion not to be found from the outside world. Its name is Kuadorin. Kuadorin. 9 Birds Retreat. To think of it, I heard the guest house real name was Torian. Visitors Retreat. I see, so the naming's similar. You were grandfather's mistress who lived here in secret. Isn't that right? Mistress isn't the right way to say it. You should probably call it Kinzo's unrequited love. I spoke of it just now, correct? He fell in love with me of his own accord. He then courted me, but I rejected him. And I was shut up in this hidden mansion. No, that's not quite right. I was more correct to say that I was shut up in this body. I've got no idea what you said at the end there. You will just make fun of it and refuse to listen, right? After all, you say you don't believe in witches or magic. If you have no ears to hear what I tell you, saying it would be a pinnacle of foolishness. It's kind of weird, because if Kinzo, like, took an orphan child and put Beatrice in it, that'd be kind of weird.
No, I feel like I don't think she had an orphan child. I just think if he did have a mistress, like Beatrice there said father, so I'm assuming that Kinzo had a mistress, right? And he loved her very much, or whatever, and that mistress died. And Beatrice, the Beatrice you see in the memory, is most likely his daughter that he, for some reason, keeps stowed away, and probably away from like his like actual wife, because he probably did have like a separate mistress, and then this is like the other wife, and this is probably his daughter, who probably looks like Beatrice, and so or whatever, and he just keeps her trapped in here. And my ongoing theory is the murderer is Shannon, and Shannon is aware of the real Beatrice, and the real Beatrice is probably dead. And because she's aware of the real Beatrice, she might be like doing some weird revenge thing towards the Ushiromiya family. What the fuck happened to my toe?
I'll decide whether I believe it or not. After all, if I don't ask, the story won't continue. Tell me, let's hear the story from your past. Very well. I refused Kinzo when he courted me, but he was not a man to lose heart at something like that. He wanted to make me nod my head in agreement no matter what. He shut me up in this mansion and spent an eternity trying to win my heart. Talk about overbearing. Guess no one likes obstinate men, huh? Regardless of whether I responded to his courting or not, having a man so desperate for me was, well, as a woman, it wasn't so unpleasant. However, I never accepted his proposal. I tried to find some way to break through his guard, but that barrier was firm and I couldn't crack it. And then, trying to resist in various ways, I eventually reached the conclusion that to escape from Kinzo's barrier, I would have to throw away this body of flesh. The physical body is a vessel with many restrictions for a magic user. Throw away your body of flesh? What does that mean? Something like an out-of-body experience? Well, if you think of it that way. However, I am no spirit. Even though I am a witch, in the beginning I was born with a human's body flesh. For me, throwing away that physical body, while it didn't mean the same thing as death, it did require a similar level of resolve. So in other words, you decided you couldn't be released except by suicide, is that it? It wasn't suicide. It was nothing more than throwing away my body of flesh. Of course, becoming nothing more than a soul is a precarious situation. When the soul leaves its body of flesh, it is constantly exposed to the strong winds of the sun. It is not easy for me to maintain myself and avoid being scattered by them. It was a final measure that I wanted to avoid if I could. However, there was no other way to break through Kinzo's barrier. Anyway, I am an unfeathered person. I couldn't stand being kept in a cage until Kinzo's life was over. I couldn't see the stuff Veta was going on about after throwing away a body of flesh as anything more than suicide. Grandfather persistently courted her, and to escape that, she killed herself. Imagine you trying to fucking get with a girl. The worst you can say is no, guys. She just fucking kills herself.
Hey, but what if that girl was related to him?
That's my theory.
That's why Balor feels the same way about his cousin. It runs in the family. Literally.
Oh, God.
So you're saying you committed suicide? What are you talking about? Is that not the same thing as is this literally not what he... Isn't that you, sitting carefree in the garden chair? That's right. This is the new cage I was given by Kinzo. Cage? You mean his mansion? No. I mean my body relaxing in the garden chair over there. Even though I was so desperate to escape, that I might become not but a soul. Kinzo had no intention of letting me go. Oh, he was a fearsome person. Normally when the object of one's unrequited love shows that she is willing to die, it should be enough to bring a person to their senses, but if their love had lasted 100 years, perhaps that's why he even managed to become a sorcerer of sorts. Don't try and confuse me with incomprehensible witch girl talk. What exactly are you trying to say? Is it supposed to look like this?
I don't think so.
That Kinzo didn't let me escape even after I became a soul. Human emotions are terrifying. To think you would able to exhibit such a power. Tying down a dead soul. It is not something that can be accomplished easily, not even for a magician who specializes in such matters. Because I knew this, Kinzo's fearful magical power shocked me for the very first time. Then Kinzo seized my soul and brought me back. However, a cage to hold a seized soul cannot be made from iron or lead. Only one thing remained. What? Are you gonna say it was a magical cage or something, are you? Wrong. It's that body of flesh over there, just like yours or mine. Only a cage made of flesh and blood can tie a soul down to its world. Kinzo shut up my soul in a cage of flesh built exactly like me. So, to sum it up, it's like this. Your grandfather obstinately courted you, you started to hate it, and you committed suicide, but you weren't clever enough to finish the job. Damn, you really took a roundabout way to say something like that. No, that's wrong. My soul was shut up in the seed of a homunculus. I was born out of a test tube. So, Kinzo has the ability to make bodies? Interesting.
I don't think so.
I mean, creating dead bodies sounds a lot more believable than witches existing.
It's just, I don't think this is real.
I'm just saying, like, that's how you get to spare corpses.
Guess so. He might just have fucking weird bodies lying around.
Could just be made of, like, no, animal meat or something. But that's crazy. That is even possible, right? Kinzo accomplished even the miracle of creating life and simply shut my soul up in that cage. That he would show such a magical power simply because his own love, a thoroughly terrifying person. It's getting pretty ridiculous. Say whatever you want. I won't believe anything. Just do what you like. What's with his unpleasant attitude? In the beginning, I showed a little interest, thinking that there might be some huge hint hidden here, but the more I asked, the weirder the story gets. I get the feeling that even though this is supposed to be a game about denying witches, I'm suddenly being forced to just swallow this story about witches. Sorry, but I don't feel like listening to this anymore. Just keep rambling on to yourself as much as you want. I'll be over here picking out my earwax or something.
I feel like the real Beatrice did kill herself. She can fucking take.
When I started acting cold, Beato seemed unusually discouraged. Of course her expression was still shameless, but in that really easy to understand expression of hers. I had the feeling I was able to catch a glimpse of loneliness at my failure to find the story of her past interesting. For some reason, that subtle reaction made her seem pitiful. But even though I kept my careless attitude, I decided to cover for her slightly. Damn it, even when she's an irritating witch, I'm still weak against her because her chromosomes are XX. Well, I've got no desire to believe you, but keep going. Let's have a bit of a story instead of a tea snack. But you treat my story of the past like a little more than a snack. You expect me to just casually tell you when you insult me like that? After I made fun of her, Beactor reacted sensitively. It looked like, even though making fun of people was her specialty, she was horrible at being made fun of by others. Just then, my black tea cup suddenly made a sound surprising me. Oh. Milady's soul was seized and breathed into a cage of new life. In other words, Milady received life as a human once more. Before I realized that the demon butler had taken my cup and was adding more black tea to it. Ronove. Enough of that. This person was just said it was too ridiculous to be worth listening to. Well, he's too ridiculous to be worth talking to. I'm baking some new cookies right now. Until they're ready, I thought you might find the story of Milady's past to be a perfect substitute for a snack. Didn't I say that's enough talking about me? Such unpleasant people, the lot of you. I'm leaving. Ronove, serve our food and then go. No pointless chit-chat with Battler. Certainly, I will make an effort. May have a short temper peculiar to what? Am I right, fellas? Which I didn't really understand took hold of her, and she turned her body into gold butterflies, scattered and disappeared. After that, only Ronove and the scent of the black tea were left. I feel kind of bad, like I pissed her off or something. As long as you're aware of yourself, I need say nothing more. Wait a sec. Were you the one who struck the finishing blow? My, what could you mean by that? How would you like some sugar and milk? Just milk's fine. And tea snacks would be nice too. Well, it will be a little bit longer before the cookies are ready. Didn't I say we've already got something to use in place of a snack? Certainly. If you will listen quietly, I will continue the story. Alright, let's stop here. This is about to keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going. Man. So we spent 2 hours doing that stupid fucking conversation. And then we had an interesting scene for about 10 minutes with the aunts and uncles. And then we went on to Beatrice's backstory. Just call it Beata bitches. Beatrice's backstory.
Or at least her backstory, according to herself.
And we didn't even hear all of it. We heard half of it. How has nobody died? Oh, Umineko. You terrible, terrible BNU. I just love making fun of it. So fun.
I don't think it's bad. I just think it'd be easier to like read by yourself because then you could like skip ahead.
I could forcefully skip lines that I think are dumb.
So I'm sure it is good.
We're so close to being done with like at least half of it. You know? Like we're probably halfway through. No, we're not. We're not halfway through episode 3. We're maybe like 30% through episode 3. And then there's episode 4, and then there's episode 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we're done. What is tips? Oh, this stuff. Die, Battler. I'm back alive. Die, Battler. Die, George. Die, Maria. Oh my goodness, she got chomped to bits.
She's a little girl.
Die, Maria.
Have you ever had the your nail bled your nail bed bleed so your toe on the you have blood underneath your toenail?
No.
Oh.
That sounds like it would hurt.
I didn't notice until now.
I guess it wasn't hurting.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Google says I don't have to worry about it unless it hurts a lot or it keeps bleeding and it doesn't
Yeah, I
go
would be
away.
careful when you're walking or putting on a shoe.
I don't know how it happened. I don't go outside.
Probably just hit something too hard.
When? Oh, well, I guess I wouldn't remember that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's gonna be it for the stream. I know I'm ending a little earlier than usual, but I want to take a look at my TikToks and just see if there's anything I should make.
I want to stop playing Umineko. Yeah.
Yeah, word. That's our monthly Umineko stream. It
It used to be daily, but then
really did used to be. Can you believe it? Used
I
to be
lost my
daily.
Steam. It used to be daily, but I stopped. I low-key kind of fell off, basically, because
Yeah.
I'm tired all the time.
And that was before. That was because I wasn't high rank in Valorant. I wasn't high rank in Marvel Rivals, so I didn't want to stream like my gold matches, you know. But now that I'm Celestial, like, it's crazy to think I'm the same rank as other content creators, which is pretty cool. Used to do it daily, but now it's like, I don't know, last one's probably like 3 to 4 months, weeks ago. But that's a nice place to stop. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you hated it as much as we did.
I don't hate Umineko.
I hate the fans for thinking that this stuff is good.
Well, I don't hate the fans, because I just think, I don't know what I think. I feel like it has a lot of potential, right? To be a very good visual novel. I just think it's really exhausting to read, at least with someone else.
Yeah, even then, like, I don't know. I find it a little inexcusable for there to be this much repetition.
I think people say the repetition is intentional, but I don't know.
That is a choice. That's quite the choice to put in your novel.
I think it's like, I think this visual novel is definitely for those who are more patient.
With that, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you all for watching. It's like the 3rd time I've said this. Hope you have a good night. Sleep well. And yeah, goodbye. Bye bye. Can I play the sound?
There's a sound?
Yeah, this one. Bye bye.
Does it work?
Yeah,
Bye
yeah.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Am I gonna die?